Ha! I am nothing if not stubborn. It feels like a lot of pressure on me. Yes, Skittles is acknowledging the pressure, which Sparrow is putting on her, not Robbie, but Sparrow is blaming Robbie for it. I was gonna ask if this would be a video. No, probably not. This is why I wanted to talk to him directly, because I don't want, because this would technically, if I did do a video, this would be an exposed video, and I don't do exposed videos. I did it once on Daft Tina's channel, and I've hated myself ever since. I have anxiety nightmares, worrying, even knowing that he came back and like everything that happened, I still have anxiety nightmares worrying that I ruined somebody's life for no goddamn reason. This is why I don't do exposed videos. No thanks. But like, I will talk about what I will talk about the behavior that I see in these screenshots, and the behavior that I see in these screenshots is fucking terrible. If that means, I mean, that sounds like a you problem. Sorry. I went downstairs and I got truffle for my troubles. Fuck. Oh, it's gonna be like the one good thing for the next couple months. This is why I want... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna let this melt in my mouth for a second. I apologize. This is why I wanted to talk to him directly. Because I don't want that pressure on you. That's not something you should have to worry about. But he doesn't want to sort it out in any sort of way because it's uncomfortable. When here I am having to be forced out of a living space I had been paying for. Didn't you quit your job? What? Okay. Ponder stream, don't implode on itself. Challenge impossible gone wrong. I lowered the bitrate again. Hopefully that helps. I've been paying for it because of him. Because he dumped you. And because I want answers and I'm actually being upfront with my feelings, he's running away. He's straight up acting like I put hands on him in any way. When no, I feel like I'm going crazy because I just want answers. For fuck's sake, we were to... As if you being physically abusive is the only reason people would have for not wanting to interact with you. And, like, not even just Sparrow, like, anyone. There could be plenty of reasons why somebody doesn't want to interact with you. It does not have to be limited to physical abuse. And, like, acting like a person has no reason other than physical abuse to distance themselves from you and not want to extend any avenues of conversation? Bruh. Maybe a lack of trust. That doesn't seem fucking physical. I wouldn't be able to read out over this without ripping my own hair out. Luckily for me. I've got snacks to pop in my face instead. Oh, not very many. I'm very limited on my snackage at the moment. Pushing me after letting him know how I was feeling. The detour. Okay. Oh. So wait, so was it this one? Yes, okay, so this was...
Okay, I have this as an OBS recording because I don't think I have the ability to download these. I've tried to find a way to do so, but I guess this is for the best. You can see the chat that I've screenshotted, and I guess this is audio proof that this is also them, for anybody who's heard Sparrow's voice before. But in the midst of them trying to demand that I bring Robbie back to the apartment, they sent me an audio message, and I'll play that now for you guys, just for full transparency of everything that took place.
Lauren, if you can get a hold of him, please tell him to turn around and go back. I don't know why he's running scared like this, because really I just want to talk. I don't understand why all this is happening. I really don't. What the fuck is going on?
And that's pretty much it. Fucking hell.
Interesting that he defaults to, I don't know why he's running scared. I mean, like, normally I would default to avoiding me. Like, why is this person avoiding me? Why would I default to assuming that they are scared of me? That's an interesting... Okay. Sparrow demanded I call Robbie and make him come back to the apartment. I called him and he told me he was going to be out for a while. He detailed that upon getting into his car, he noticed Sparrow approaching the vehicle. When they began to pick up speed to catch up to him, he began making his way out of the parking lot, admittedly swerving the car a bit out of fear that they jump in front of it. They didn't, it simply appeared that way in the moment. Okay, maybe they said he was fearful because of how he was driving, possibly? Okay. After he saw Sparrow throw something at his car, he drove off the property and left. I told Sparrow that I was told by Robbie it was not good enough. They admitted to throwing their keys at his car to get his attention. They stated that he was a fucking coward for running away. After all, they just wanted to talk. Woo! I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Just want to talk. I just want to talk. That is the gasping throes of a manipulator who can't actually talk to their victims anymore. Tell me, does this sound like someone wanting to just talk? I was in the apartment for the duration of this, them continuously ordering me to make him turn around and come back as if I had any ability to make him do so, especially with how aggressive their messages were. How could I have even attempted to convince anyone to return to try to talk to someone this angry? I know I certainly wouldn't want to talk to someone after this behavior. Perhaps that makes me a coward too. At this point, I mean, in fairness, it doesn't feel like, yeah, it does feel like Sparrow's angry, but maybe my perception of anger is skewed. I think I'm probably thinking of, like, rage, I guess. So, yeah, I guess Sparrow's technically angry. Okay. At this point, I was riddled with anxiety, alone in the apartment with my paranoid thoughts. I was scared that this would be a fight if Robbie did return. Not to mention that I still live here, and suddenly this anger was brought to the doorstep I shared, because Robbie blocked them, and I was the key to avoiding that obstacle. Okay, so that's additional pressure that Skittles felt to continue this conversation, is that, like, if she doesn't continue the conversation, would Sparrow then show up, and then all of a sudden there's this fight in this in the space that she lives, the place that is supposed to be her safe spot, her shield from the world. This is the last message I want for him. Tell him to either unblock me and talk to me like an adult, or I can tell all of his friends how he legitimately sped off away from me because he didn't want to talk about the breakup. The breakup he initiated, and I sent myself to the hospital before because I was about to end. Wow. Tell him to unblock me, to violate the boundary that he's established and do the one thing that he doesn't want to do. Or else I'm going to go around to his friends and tell them that I almost tried to hurt myself because he broke up with me. Interesting. You know, sounds like a threat. Probably because that's exactly what it is. Again, putting this onus of you broke up with me and that caused me to be suicidal, therefore me being suicidal is your fault. No. That is not how that fucking works. Nobody is responsible for your mental health but you. And if you can't get your mental health under control, that's not Robbie's responsibility to stay with you because you can't get it under control. Emotional manipulation and psychological manipulation and social manipulation are maxing out. Oh yeah. Really just saying, if you don't fucking talk to me, I'm gonna go around and ruin your relationship with all your other friends. That is what Sparrow is threatening here. If you don't talk to me, I'm gonna completely socially isolate you. If these screenshots are true, and I have absolutely no reason not to believe Skittles, Sparrow was emotionally abusing Robbie. Or at the very least, Sparrow has, since the breakup, switched into the mode of emotional abuse. And you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion that this didn't just click into place one day after they had their heart broken. Just a hunch. If he doesn't, then I'll come by whenever I'm available and take the rest of my things. He can run off then too, if that's what he wants. You demanded he leave the first time, you stupid. We can get people to, wait, so you, oh my fucking god, wait a minute. This dumb bitch. So you, dude, you are totally justified in demanding that Robbie not be in his apartment that he's paying for, that you are moving out of your own volition, because you don't want to see him. But when he doesn't want to see or talk to you, you purposely violate those boundaries and call him a fucking coward when he leaves. Rules for thee, but not for me, yeah? You're a piece of shit coward for not wanting to interact with me at a time that you don't want to interact with me, but I'm totally justified in not wanting to interact with you and demanding that you not be in your fucking apartment. Okay, buddy. Bruh. My guy. My dude. Take the rest of my things. He can run off too if that's what he wants. We can get people to help with the bed, but if he doesn't sit down and have this hard conversation, I never want to see his fucking face again. He doesn't get to hurt me in this way and not explain himself. I'll make sure he gets the message. Better yet, actually, if he wants me out of his fucking life so bad, he can get a U-Haul and bring the stuff to my parents himself. I'll manage from there since you guys already packed up my shit. I'm gone. Fucking man-child can come back now. I'm back in blank. If he decides to go the U-Haul route, any day of the week is fine. My dad gets back by like 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m., or when we come on the 16th, he can fuck off elsewhere. Wait, you mean the... So now you're framing it like that wasn't specifically a thing that you demanded he do. That when you come over to get your bed on the 16th, he fuck off somewhere else. And now they're mad about it. Sparrow's mad that it's like, oh, fine, he can fuck off somewhere else. You were the one saying, yeah, I want him to fuck off somewhere else on the 16th. Now you're mad? Meanwhile, amongst all these messages, Sparrow would then backpedal. They told me how they hated that I was in the middle of all of this, then telling me I had to keep calling Robbie to make him come back because all of this was his fault, then telling me they didn't want the pressure on me, then telling me if he wouldn't talk to them, they would tell all of his friends that he was the reason they wanted to end their life and that he left them alone to potentially do so. Oh my god. I am not someone who does well under pressure. Someone who cannot properly function when there is... Skittles, you poor bean. Mood. While I am not yet diagnosed, everyone around me who has met me has confirmed that I most likely have... I can very easily get an anxiety attack. The hours of emotional whiplash made me shut down. When they finally returned to their parents' house asking me if Robbie had returned to the apartment, I tried to express this to them. I told them I would need some time. Sparrow was my friend. Sorry, give me a second. When they finally returned to their parents' house asking me if Robbie had returned to the apartment, I tried to express this to them. I told them I would need some time. Okay. Sparrow was my friend. I wanted to be here and do what I could. I really did. But at that moment, I was not in the proper headspace to be the support that they needed. I could not properly help someone struggling when I was now struggling too. And while they said they understood, it was only a matter of minutes before this continued once again. Has he come back yet? Hello? He's back. Sorry, today really shook me up and I need some time. So 6:42 and then 7:31 and then 7:41. I understand. And then it's 7:42. Fuck. I'm waiting. I understand. That's why I want to have an open line of communication with him that isn't through you. I'm sorry you've been stuck in the middle. Please just have him contact me. Please. At this point, I feel like I'm begging. 7:42, 7:49. I've been telling him that's what you're asking. I have. And then 31. Oh my god. Note the 31 messages that I received after stating that I needed time. I understood they were going through a hard time and I did the best I could. But again, right, this was around the point when I stopped. Through a hard time, I did the best I could. Again, I wasn't in the best mental state either, and I tried to express that I needed space rather than just ignoring them. They had, in the past, witnessed me single-handedly comforting a friend for 5 months straight after the ending to a toxic, abusive relationship. They knew how much that affected me, as someone who had offered to step in when I needed time to collect myself. I'm always going to be someone who is going to be there for the people I care about, but this moment made me realize that I shouldn't be damaging myself in the process. I didn't want a repeat of that. I hoped they would understand, as someone who kept insisting that they didn't like me being in the middle and playing messenger. But the longer they didn't get a response, the more extreme the messages got. Trigger warning for suicidal language. I don't know why I'm even trying. He doesn't care. He's not going to care. Why did I even work through my shit for us? Sounds like... Did you? He can't even explain to me what happened. I guess I just meant nothing to him. What the fuck is the point anymore? He never cared, and I worked hard to do better, but I was holding on for months for him. I was trying so fucking hard despite being in pain, and he can't do much as give me an explanation why. I'm not his sister, I was his partner. Just the month before, I was discussing changing my last name to his so we can still have a mock wedding without me being a burden to him via disability. I don't know why he ran away from me. I don't want to hurt him, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to talk and I can't even get that. Tom was more upfront with me than him. What the actual fuck? I guess I'm just not allowed Yeah, so Skittles said that she needed space or time. 10:11 down to 10:18 down to 10:31 to 10:40 to 11:47. I guess I'm just not allowed closure. I can't keep going like this. I thought he was better than this, but I guess I thought wrong. Fuck me, I guess. I'm sorry, Lauren. So not even just like venting individually. Now, towards the end, engaging Skittles by name, not even nickname, by her personal name. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm alone and I can't even get help because of my fucking hip. I'm sorry I've been such a burden to you both. I fucking hate myself. I never wanted to hurt either of you. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm sorry, but I have to block you. I can't do this. Not with you being caught in the middle. I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. I would like to point out that it's after like over an hour of not getting a response from Skittles after she indicated that she needed some time, and as we know, an hour is not time when it comes to mental health. After getting no response for an hour, Sparrow defaults to the nuclear of, I'm sorry I have to block you, and then immediately follows it up with something that sounds like a suicidal threat or suicidal ideation. Which, if Skittles was looking at the conversation, would either probably prompt her to respond out of the worry that they were about to be blocked and that avenue of communication would be cut off. That thing that Sparrow is currently bitching about Robbie doing to them. They're about to do it to Skittles. Along with the lingering question of, oh my God, are they gonna hurt themselves? But apparently, Sparrow can't deal with the lingering question of, why did you give the keys to my dad? So that's disgusting and toxic, and Skittles is definitely going to be better off, I think. That's some hot fucking gross. Ooh. Ugh. When I read through all the messages and saw what they concluded with before blocking me, I will be honest and say that I immediately panicked, as they probably thought you would. It's almost like they were punishing you for not giving them the attention they wanted. It's almost like that's generally what this suicidal ideation bullshit is thrown around for. It's punishment because somebody didn't do what you wanted. They didn't engage with you the way that you wanted them to. They didn't coddle you the way that you wanted them to. So you punish them by implying that their inaction in your time of need is going to result in your demise. And it'll be all their fault. That's some hot, peppery, toxic, bullshit emotional manipulation if I've ever seen it. Can you understand where I was like, hey, maybe we should talk about that, because that's fucking gross. I knew. Oh, fuck. Suicidal or not. However, I knew that mere weeks prior they admitted themselves into the hospital due to being a danger to themselves. Yep, we saw them mentioning hospital stays. I knew that they once attempted to overdose on their medication and had been hospitalized as a result. I knew that they were currently in their parents' house alone, most likely with access to said medications. Panicking and terrified for my friend's well-being, I went to Robbie. Their last message to me was, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. Why the fuck would you say that as a last message before blocking someone? What the fuck? Because they want to upset you, Robbie's right. They know I'm high anxiety and hyper paranoid. This is fucking with me. Do we need to call for a wellness check? I know it is, and I'm sorry. I'll call for a wellness check now. I'm so sorry for making you do this. I know you're trying to sleep, and things have been a lot for you. I called blank police, and they'll send someone over to do a wellness check. Thank you. I'm sorry. And I wasn't asleep just yet. I haven't slept well in a month, and please don't be sorry. I worry too. I just can't believe they'd pull something like that to me. I understand, Lauren, and I don't want you taking on any kind of burden for this. I can't believe they would throw words like that at me and then block me. I can't believe that. I can, sadly. I will be completely honest, looking back, I do not like how I behaved in these messages. I'm deeply ashamed. Don't be. Don't be. That is a perfectly valid reason. Your reaction was perfectly justified. Because it is completely fucked up for them to say that they are blocking you and to end off with that message. You are right. You don't second guess your feelings. You are correct. You are right to think that it's fucked up because it is fucked up. She goes on to say, like, I want to showcase I was not in the right state of mind. We understand that. Even if you were not in the right state of mind, your reaction was completely fucking justified. I was terrified, wondering if those were going to be the last words I received from them. Robbie took the initiative and called. I brought up the option to do so, and he made that decision himself. We didn't want Sparrow to hurt themselves, and this was the best option we could think of, with little to no time to think of options. I mean, sometime later, I got a phone call from Sparrow. Yeah. Why would you do that? They cried and tried... They cried and tried to continue, but the phone connection was too weak. I told them I couldn't hear them. They hung up and resorted to text. Oh, the texts. I didn't even care if he said he didn't trust me anymore, but I can't keep faking like everything is okay. I'm not okay, and I'm not okay because I'm not getting answers on why my entire being was uprooted in such a way when he knows I struggle. Oh my fucking god! Are you still bitching about why did you break up with me? He broke up with you because he can't trust you because of this bullshit. You didn't even answer me for hours while I'm spiraling alone in the house. Oh, okay, so now bitching at Skittles for not answering you when she said that she needed time and it was too emotionally stressful. You're a great friend. Everything is being made so difficult, and now he's calling EMS on my house instead of just talking to me, for fuck's sake. It's almost like you implied you were gonna hurt yourself, you dumb cunt. Oh my god! Why won't he just talk to me? I'm sorry. Are you saying that if he talks to you, you're not gonna kill yourself anymore? So it is a threat. Because I was panicking and asking him if we needed to call for a wellness check for you, and he took initiative on it. Sparrow, you have made attempts before and said, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow, before blocking me. That's so scary. What was I supposed to do? Nothing? He ran away from me, Lauren. He's acting as if I So you're just not going to address that? You're just... He's acting as if I beat him when I want to talk, and yet he was A-okay with making... You were just complaining about him calling EMS on you. And Lauren Skittles points out that it's because you threatened suicide. And your response is, but he ran away from me, as if that justifies you threatening suicide. He's acting as if I beat him when I want to talk, and yet he was A-okay with making small talk while I was at the apartment. This man that yeah, it's almost like there were multiple other people there, and he wasn't alone with you. It's almost like the isolation with you when there's, like, nobody else around to protect him is a problem. Why are you trying to isolate them? Or, like, isolate them only with people who are already on your side? That's weird. This man I gave my all to. Things were fine. Gave your all to. According to Skittles, he had to pay for your part of the rent a lot of the time. Your all didn't include $1,300? Okay. You're telling me these are adults? These are grown-ass adults talking. Things were fine days before the breakup, and now I'm left unloading. I mean, things were definitely not fine days before the breakup. You just thought they were fine. And now I'm left unloading onto you instead of talking to him, and I feel so guilty because he can't just talk to me. Wow. Again! Putting the fact that Sparrow is unloading all of this crap and involving Skittles onto Robbie's fucking shoulders. And, like, things were fine before the breakup, and now, because Robbie broke up with me, I am forced to unload onto you, Skittles. That is Robbie's fault. This is Sparrow trying to set a wedge between Skittles and Robbie by making Robbie look like the piece of shit who's the one doing this, and Skittles is getting dragged along from his actions, not from Sparrow deliberately keeping her involved. I'm literally getting Fager's PTSD here. I know, right? Like, ugh. And now he's called for a wellness check when he can't even call me himself. You threatened suicide, you stupid. I still don't know what I did that was so wrong. And if you can't understand how that could fuck with someone's head, then I don't know what else to say to you. He said that he can't trust you. And your response to him not wanting to talk to you is to threaten suicide and then get fucking pissed when he calls the authorities to deal with that shit, as someone would, generally do if someone was actually trying to harm themselves. And you want to be all like, I don't know what I did so wrong, when we've got examples of you suicide chumming because somebody won't talk to you. And you can't fathom why somebody can't trust you with behavior like that? Sounds like a fucking skill issue on your end. I wasn't going to do anything. If I was, you wouldn't have heard about it until it was already over and done with. Legitimately, fuck you. You're disgusting. Robbie only knew about my plan to use that bridge after I got out of the hospital. I understand wanting a conversation with him. I really do. But in what way is cursing him out, calling him a fucking coward, throwing keys, contacting friends and family, how does that convince someone to have a conversation about things? I did what I could, Sparrow. You told me to talk to him, and I did. I can't force anyone to do anything, otherwise the result wouldn't feel genuine. Throwing the keys was meant to get his attention because I didn't think he saw me. I know you did, but I'm so fucking tired of you having to be in the middle, man, because he won't speak to me. You could just respect his boundaries and leave him the fuck alone. Unless it's happy fucking whatever, we're all friends again, when he still hasn't answered why he doesn't trust me with the keys. Okay, so this isn't even why did he dump me. This is why the fuck did he give the keys to Daddy? It's still about the keys. Sparrow is focusing on the dumbest fucking bullshit. Why don't you trust me to have keys to your apartment? Me, the person who just threatened that they were going to harm themselves because you won't talk to me. It's almost like I'm giving every fucking indication that I'm unstable. Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's not about the keys. The keys are just like some random thing that Sparrow has gravitated towards so that they can hold it above Robbie's head. It's like they're one modicum of an in, I guess. It's like, oh, if I get mad enough about this, it can seem like I have a fucking reason to be mad. Oh, yes, okay. Sorry, I thought you were correcting me. I was like, wait, what did I say? Ugh. Sparrow reaping. Why is everyone acting like this? Right. It's like fucking... Oh, where's that Dr. Steele song? Sorry, I need to like munch on a snack for a second. So I'll listen to a little Dr. Steele. It is appropriate.
This great big world spreads its great big arms, sometimes for a warm embrace, or intending to do harm, and our minds so get our luck, and we label everything because we're subjects to the programs of the ancient human being. All you think you are, everything you want to be, is only happening in your reality. 'Cause we decided, and so we reap what we sow. We decided.
Oh, little dancing dinosaurs! Little aliens! Oh, I like that. Dance party. Dr. Steele dance party. Fuck yeah.
Miles away in uncharted galaxies, swell the fabric of your thoughts, manifesting fantasies. But we focus on destruction, money and corruption, until we found ourselves buried in the ground.
Everybody doing the dinosaur dance. doctor's still so fucking good. I can't get over that it's still about the fucking keys! So, I care about you, Sparrow. I've known you've made attempts before, and in the moment, I was so scared because that, as the final message before cutting me off of Discord, it would have tormented me if something happened and I didn't do anything about it. Skittles having perfectly valid reasons for informing Robbie and them calling a wellness check. Like, anybody who has made attempts would understand. Like, if they imply that they are going to hurt themselves to friends who are aware that they have made attempts before, you would instantly know why they did it. Because you've done it before. Ugh. Maybe he can fake it, but I can't. I'm sorry to have gotten you involved in all this, but I can't speak to you anymore unless he speaks to me. I can't do it. Oh my fucking god. If Robbie won't talk to me, fine. I can't talk to you anymore either, Skittles. What? Fuck's sake. So, putting another thing on Robbie's shoulders, being like, okay, if he's not going to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you. Sorry, it's his fault. Oh, for fuck's sake. So then, if Sparrow makes perhaps a public declaration of suicidal ideation and Skittles gets worried, then Skittles would be going to Robbie, pleading with Robbie to reestablish contact with Sparrow. It's just it's all a fucking ploy. Feels like middle school, right? It really does. Ugh. Otherwise, I'd end up continuing to pressure you or unload on you, and that's not fair to you either. Yeah, and apparently that's also Robbie's fault. So yes, I went to Robbie, I told Robbie, and I had him make a call. If you want to be mad at anyone for it, be mad at me. If you can't talk to me, then fine, but know this, if you genuinely broke contact with those words despite not going to do anything, that's so upsetting. I was so scared something was going to happen because that is such a cryptic choice of words to say before making the decision to stop talking to someone. Yeah, that is so fucked up. Imagine, like, Skittles acknowledging how terrified she was that you were gonna hurt yourselves, and you were like, I wasn't actually gonna do anything. If I was, you wouldn't hear about it until I was actually dead. What the fuck is wrong with you? And, like, imagine saying that to the person who has just expressed how deeply concerned they were for your safety. If I had made someone this fucking concerned for my safety, I would feel so goddamn guilty. I was so scared something was going to happen because that is such a cryptic choice to make before making the decision to stop talking to someone. To unload on me is one thing. I've cared about you this entire time, and I have been there for you, and that has never changed. But this is a whole other level. I'm mad at both of you because they tried to whisk me away to... Fuck you! Okay. So now, it's I'm mad at you for being concerned and calling for help when I threatened suicide or implied that I was going to harm myself. So, translation, I'm mad that you didn't do the thing I wanted you to do, and instead you did the reasonable thing, but it's actually a thing that inconveniences me because it's not what I want. Like, it is so cut and dry that this is emotional blackmail and suicidal chumming. Gaslighting! Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm coming back in on gaslighting, because saying, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow isn't something you call the cops about, is gaslighting, because yes, the fuck it is when you know that the person has a history of harming themselves and all they've been talking about for this whole situation is how fucking suicidal they are. You jackass. Yeah, gaslighting. To imply that, like, someone saying, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow after blocking you, and then, like, knowing that background, that's gaslighting. They're trying to make Skittles think that she's fucking crazy for believing that was something to be worried about. Like, you're an asshole. Are the dinosaurs dancing a good thing, or are you dancing while you wait? I can't tell anymore. Ugh. Isn't something you call the cops about. I can't believe either of you. That's all I kept repeating. I'm in shock. It's come to this. Fuck you. Oh, that's the last one. Good. Oh my god. Like, you're a jackass. And to really be out here like, if I was actually gonna do something, you wouldn't hear about it until I was dead. While you were gone. Okay. I support the dance party. We all support the dance parties. Where is it? There we go. Dance party. Okay. Okay. It was then that they began to text me. How dare I call for a wellness check? They hadn't blocked my number, so I could have called them. Oh, fucking... I only blocked you on Discord. Like, yeah, I'm sure Skittles was going around to all of her different socials to see which ones she was blocked on. Ugh. Robbie could have called them. Sorry, I'll lower that bit. Robbie could have called them. They weren't actually going to do anything, by their own admission. A phrase like that, in their eyes, wasn't something you call the cops over? Now their anger was directed towards me, telling me I potentially could have gotten them hospitalized again. Oh, the horror. It's almost like that's a good thing if you're gonna hurt yourself. How I potentially could have put them in... How... I demand financial compensation for the therapy that reading this will require. Fucking same. Sparrow's in medical debt. I'm gonna be in medical debt by the end of this. Ugh. Sorry. How I potentially could have put them further in medical debt. Maybe if you were worried about medical debt, maybe you shouldn't threaten fucking suicide to people who are worried about your health. And who know you've done it before. That sounds like a you fucking problem. That sounds like the consequences of your own goddamn actions. How I potentially could have put them further in medical debt. Their family's insurance had fully covered their last visit, and I knew that before this incident. As if I called for a wellness check, not out of genuine concern, but to be malicious and cruel and cause them to struggle further. I was told that I clearly only pretended to care about them, because I didn't even try to contact them directly after being told I was being blocked. And instead, Robbie and I had resorted to calling the police. I was stunned. Those are the only words I can think of to most accurately describe how I was feeling in that moment. I went from being terrified for my friend and hoping so desperately for their safety to being told I overreacted and that they were angry at Robbie and me now for wanting to make sure they would be safe. I didn't want to think they said that merely to get a reaction from me, to hurt me. I still don't want to think that. To scare someone like that and blame them sounds so evil. But them saying that they never intended to do anything after sending a message like that, with us knowing their genuine struggles with suicidal thoughts, what was I supposed to do? Oh. That's, yeah. I muted the conversation. They continued to flood the chat with anger and venom late into the night, and to be fully transparent, the screenshots I've laid out are all of the ones I had the stomach to read. Robbie has read the rest they sent to me after being muted, but I do not know what is detailed in the remaining messages. I still don't. Just thinking about looking at that chat results in an intense spike of anxiety. All I did see was their final fuck you in the preview of the last message they sent. I never stopped caring about them, but I also didn't want to be treated like this anymore, because they were upset and needed someone to take it out on. I took this as a sign they no longer wished to speak, and so I blocked their number. I'm realizing as I type this just how scared of Sparrow I am now, how anxious they have made me. Later, when realizing their messages got no further responses from me, they resorted to messaging my Twitter. The Twitter DMs. Please excuse me as I offer a brief moment of comedic relief, not just for those who may be reading this, but for my own mental well-being. Okay. Who would have thought that a can of fucking SpaghettiOs would make some... What? SpaghettiOs. What did I just read? Girl dinner. Okay. Enjoy. What? Check your DMs. Okay. But in all seriousness, we were still mutuals on Twitter at the time, so when I made this post, they saw it and commented. I believe it was in hopes that I would check their account, as they were at the time angrily ranting on their page about how awful Robbie was, as well as how much of a spineless fuck I was. Wow. When the manipulator who's been pressuring you into being your messenger really explains how they feel about you. Spineless fuck. That's what you think about Skittles, huh? Alright. Good to know. Replying to someone in the comments that if they received a hospital bill from the wellness check, they would make Robbie and I split it 50-50 of fuck you! This post has since been deleted, but we have screenshots. And we love spineless fucks. Oh my god. I hope my ex is pleased with himself that he would rather ship me off to a psych ward for one offhanded comment instead of actually speak to... Fuck you. God forbid, I hope I don't wake up the next day because I am in constant physical and emotional pain. Oh my... So, the exact fucking phrase that Skittles spelled out as being a phrase of concern, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow, and you're just like, yeah, why don't I just word it differently? Instead, he'd rather run away, literally. I'm pretty sure he drove away. And use our roommate as a middleman. That was you. When I was wrongfully ejected from the apartment. Weren't ejected in the slightest. You removed yourself. He broke up with me amidst a spiral and did nothing that day to make sure I wasn't going to off myself. He went to work. You really be out here like, I was suicidal and he's not allowed to break up with me, and then he's not allowed to go to work because I'm suicidal. Yeah, ejected. That's a weird way to say I left. And yet he wants me to fake happiness around him. Oh my god, he doesn't want anything to do with you. She tried to get him to talk to me, but now thanks to him, she probably thinks it was someone. If Skittles thinks it's a manipulation tactic, it's only because Robbie is whispering in her ear. Sounds to me you know exactly what the fuck you're doing, Sparrow. Sounds to me like you know exactly what the fuck this all looks like. Because that's what it is. I'm so sorry that I want to fucking die, but I don't have the strength to go through. Oh. Brassless. Hello. Welcome. Imagine starting this fucking rant thread being all like, my ex would rather ship me off to a psych ward than talk to me. And then in the third paragraph being all like, yeah, I want to die. I just don't have the strength to go through with it. As if, like, the ex sending you off to a psych ward was unjustified when you've sort of just indicated the justified reason for doing so. Can't be you. I don't have the strength to go through with it. You're both pieces of fucking work. Him far more than her. As soon as I get the last of my stuff from the apartment, I want nothing to do with those two spineless fucks until I get an apology and some damn accountability. Your little stunt last night could have cost me thousands. Their little stunt, huh? Not you indicating to Skittles that you were thinking about harming yourself and then blocking her. Sounds like that was your stunt that backfired on you, bitch. If you actually fucking cared, you would have called yourself. There you go. Written out, plain as day. This is what I wanted, and if you actually cared about me, you would have given me what I wanted. I wanted Robbie to call. So I told Skittles that I blocked her, so she would ask Robbie to call me. If you actually cared about me, you would give me what I want. I knew they were doing this. Friends of mine saw them doing this, but I didn't interact with any of it. Good for you, Skittles. And it wasn't long before I was suddenly summoned to my DMs. It was there in these DMs that I had received some of the coldest, meanest direct messages I had ever received from Sparrow, because you're ignoring them, and now it's personal. Check your DMs. Unsure if you blocked my number, which if you did, or block me now, I'll just remove your phone now. Oh, fuck you. I'll need to know when you get your phone figured out, otherwise on the 13th your phone will turn off regardless. Also, I'll be over on the 16th or the 9th, depending on what my dad's availability is. We'll let ourselves in. Here. I'm going to figure that out. You have 10 days. I need to be notified so you can keep your number. I'm going on the 7th. And if I receive a bill from that wellness check, you two are paying for it. Good. I know you don't think I care, but I do. Still do. And I hope things can get better for you in the future. You sure have a funny way of showing it. Giving me another bill instead of calling me. You sure have a funny way of showing it. Calling the police to check and see if I was going to harm myself. Look at... What? I don't like being seen as a bad guy for being scared for your well-being. You said you you said you needed to block contact with me. I had no... Wow. It's almost like Skittles respected the fucking boundaries you set. Unbelievable. Since Sparrow is apparently fucking incapable of respecting other people's boundaries, Sparrow basically wanted Skittles to not respect the ones that they established. Because that's what means. Of course I get a call. I'll be right back. I have to go deliver this. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Hello. Blah, 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 blah. Do I live? Am I alive? Did it kill me again? Am I dead? Why won't it let me die? Or live? Fuck. Oh, wrong one. No. Guess who's back? Back again. And Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Nah. Hi, guys. Ugh. You two. Back to... You two don't seem to understand how much this turned my life sideways. My life. You guys don't understand how my emotionally manipulating and trying to blackmail you with your emotions and feelings and concern for me backfired and fucked me over. And that's your fault. Nothing's your fault, right, Sparrow? Or you don't care because you say you understand and you want to help, but no. Skittles offered to give you her bed. Shut the fuck up. And you're stuck taking the fall from... Also, she was your, like, mediator and messenger. Blah, 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 blah. And you're stuck taking the fall for my ex because he's being a coward. Again, blaming it on Robbie. It's all Adora's fault. It's all your fault, Adora. You in the hospital for being suicidal mere weeks prior at the house by yourself, and I knew you'd attempted with pills before. Should I have thought more rationally? Sure. I don't deny that. If I knew I could have tried calling, I would have. But in the moment, I was worried for my friend, and my main priority was making sure you were safe. You didn't even try. He didn't try. For fuck's sake. She did try. It was called calling the fucking cops to try to make sure you didn't hurt yourself. Jackass. So instead, I had to beg and plead to not be taken to the hospital because I needed someone to talk to, which I was in the middle of doing when they came knocking. I thought the narrative was that Skittles called the cops when you just needed someone to talk to, and like Skittles was the one to talk to. And I was like, oh no, it was somebody who was at the house. Or, I don't know, you were talking on your phone maybe. Convenient. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have offered to even make a GoFundMe in the first place, Sparrow. I didn't make it because you said for me not to, and I held off out of respect because that is your personal stuff. I spent the day talking with you, telling Robbie what you were saying because you told me to get into contact with him, and I did. By the end of the day, I told you that I was so shaken up and I needed time. It was never that... Wait, is this all seriously one fucking day? Never that I didn't care. I needed to collect myself because me not being fully mentally there was not going to do any good in assisting you. They almost dragged me away on that stretcher and gave me thousands more in debt, but oh, it's fine. You cared in a very hands-off way. Fuck you! Ugh! How dare you put my mental health in the hands of professionals? It's your job to take care of me, Skittles. Robbie. Who cares if Finn was left alone for indeterminate amount of time in the home? Fuck off. Oh, right, the GoFundMe you spent well over a week trying to make, despite knowing I had no income when I came out and I had to make it. Shut up. I never told you not to make... What? I had you write down what the GoFundMe was for and asked you that if you weren't sure what the specific costs for the storage were, then to let me know. I was waiting on that information so I knew how much to put in the GoFundMe. You said, fuck the GoFundMe. You told me that you didn't want to because of concern of privacy, but as soon as I gave the go-ahead, you still took over a week and that paper was still sitting on the counter. And I said fuck it because I knew I had to do it on my own because neither of you seemed to care enough. Neither of you. I told you that I wanted to make sure I had everything written on the GoFundMe accurately. I wanted you to describe what you needed the money for and how much everything was so I wasn't incorrect about anything. You said you were unsure how much the storage would cost, and I said that I would wait on that so that you could look into how much it would be worth. I didn't want to guess and make the goal too low. Shut up. You never went to me about it after that. All this has taught me was that my support system was trash thanks to my pussy of an ex-fiance who you're stuck protecting because otherwise you'll end up back with your parents like me. And that pussy of an ex still won't answer for almost letting me kill myself. Fuck you, but fuck off! Oh my god! So again, it's, I was suicidal, he broke up with me, and then went to work, and so, when... Almost letting me kill myself. Go fuck yourself. Like, what, did you have a knife to your throat, and he just looked at you and then walked out? Piss off. I'm sorry, Mally was in the stream the last I checked. I'm sorry I wasn't the support you needed. You two only care when it's not uncomfortable for you. Oh my god, it's easier to care when you're in an emotional state and mental state where you can do it comfortably so you can support your friends? How fucking selfish of you. He would rather speed away than face me. I made mistakes in places I shouldn't have, and that hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you, and yet I did, and I'm sorry for the Skittles. Don't apologize. This person's an asshole. You two are a match made in heaven. Oh, fuck you. His coworkers already think you have a thing for him anyway. Go nuts. Oh my god. Or, if you want to prove me wrong, stop defending the... Oh, you guys are definitely screwing. You've got a thing for him, and that's why you're defending. And if you want to prove me wrong, all you have to do is agree with me. Gee, Sparrow, it's almost like you're assuming the worst possible thing, with nothing to prove it, and inferring that you're going to go forward as that being the truth of the narrative until they concede to your unless they concede to your demands. So, the only way for Skittles to prove that she's not only with Robbie because she wants to hop on his knob is to agree with you. The jackass, emotional manipulator, who threatened suicide and then got mad at Skittles for being upset and concerned for their well-being. Oh, you're a piece of fucking work, child. Goddamn. Oh.
Make him step up to the plate like a fucking adult.
Yeah, if you want to prove to me that you don't want to fuck him, then you need to get him to talk to me. Piss the fuck off. He's my friend, Sparrow. I don't know where that's even coming from. I've been telling him you want to talk every time you told me to. I don't even know where this having a thing for him rumor is even coming from. I've been sleeping on an air mattress in a cramped room for weeks, and neither of you seem to realize or care that my entire life has been torn apart. Sounds like a you problem. I had to give up one of my pets because of him. Lay your own fucking boundary with him, because guess what? One of my boundaries was being within 15 minutes of my medical team. I'm not almost an hour... I think it's supposed to be I'm now almost an hour away. Fuck his boundary and fuck him. Oh my god. That's a you problem. I spoke with him. There's nothing between us. Well, his work is just gonna think there is... Oh my god. Well, his work is just gonna think there is more now, because guess who you're living with alone now? He was being asked, and he didn't want to say anything to you because he didn't want to make you uncomfortable. He told me that. He also told them that there was nothing going on and that we are just friends. I'm strictly monogamous and I have no interest in a relationship with him. Criticize me for the mistakes I made, sure. The fact that I didn't call when I had the ability to, nope, you're totally fine, Skittles. You respected their boundaries. You are a good friend for doing that. And then you called medical emergency when they indicated the potential that they were going to harm yourselves. You were themselves. You were being a good friend. The fact that I didn't call when I had the ability to, posting the GoFundMe in a timely manner, but there are no emotions between either of us romantically, and rumors like that have nothing to do with us. But I cared. Whether you believe me or not, I cared. I did a poor job showing it in instances like the ones I listed, but that doesn't negate everything else. And I still care, and I hurt you, and I'm sorry. You'd been one of my closest friends for a long time, and I was not here for your for you lately in times where you needed me. I'm sorry. I think you were more than enough there. Based on what I saw. For all I know, it was only going on a day, but whatever. Sorry for that. If you need to cut me off for your own mental well-being, you can. At the end of the day, I just want you to be okay. I know you're not doing well right now, and I'm so sorry for that, but I truly hope things get better for you. Fuck you both. When I go over to get my things, unless he's going to talk to me, both of you can get out. Now it's the two people living in the fucking apartment are not allowed to be there while I'm there. Cunt, you're delusional. Oh my god. Because your friend left your closest friend in an apartment alone while suicide. Fuck off. The pills were right fucking there and he did nothing. He ran away from me like a oh my god. Oh my god! He ran away from me like a battered housewife because he didn't want to face me. Because he knows he fucked up. Because he broke up with you? Oh my god. If that's who you're gonna call a friend, you can fuck right off too. If I don't hear from you both, if I don't hear from you in the 8th, I'm disconnecting the phone anyway. We'll figure out the rest. I'll call in a friend who doesn't defend someone who almost let me kill myself in that fucking apartment. I'll let you know, Sparrow. Also, let him know his idiocy just cost you a fuck off. What a jackass. Ugh. Calling up a battered housewife is supposed to be a dig in, like, how cowardly he is. But, like, you know what? All that makes me think of Robbie is, like, a battered housewife in an emotional sense. If that is what Sparrow actually sees Robbie as, like Robbie is acting like a battered housewife, one, that tells me that's probably projection to a degree. Two, that makes me think that Sparrow is aware of the bullshit that they put Robbie through, and they see Robbie as a battered housewife. It's just that they've been battering Robbie emotionally and not physically. That's why they keep making jabs about the, I'm not doing it physically, I'm not doing it physically, I'm not doing it physically. But based on what I'm seeing, I'm starting to think that Sparrow does view Robbie as a battered housewife in an emotional sense. I think Sparrow is perfectly fucking aware of the damage they've been doing to Robbie. You know, assuming. The reason for them contacting me was perfectly understandable. We were sharing a phone plan. If we were no longer going to be in contact, then it made perfect sense that I should look into finding a separate plan of my own. I never once refused those demands, and I tried to be as cooperative as possible. I didn't want to fight. I responded, and with them knowing they now had my attention, that is when they took it upon themselves to lay into me privately. Now that they had you isolated. One of the things they scolded me for was taking too long to write over GoFundMe I offered to make them in the first place. Remember how I mentioned that I discussed waiting until they knew how much the storage would cost? Despite messaging me for numerous other updates, typically about the pets, they never told me the official cost to rent a storage unit. But it was my fault because I didn't contact them about it. I'm honestly... You didn't chase me down. I'm honestly so frustrated that the one thing I didn't get in writing, the reasoning for me waiting to post, they immediately tried to twist. Yeah, that's usually how it works. Anything that they know you don't have proof for, they're like, that one! Oh, that's why they usually try to isolate you in, like, places where you can't prove the situation. Like in rooms alone with them, or, like, in private calls. That's why these fuckers do it. It's so that they can isolate you. And make it so that they can manipulate you in a situation that you won't be able to prove to others later. And you won't be able to prove to yourself later. So if you, like, bring it up to them in a way that they dislike, they can gaslight you into thinking that it didn't happen that way, or you're unreasonable for being upset that it happened that way, or, like, having concerns about it. Sparrow is doing the thing that abusers do when they try to ruin their victim's reputation and isolate them from their friends. He's mad that Skittles is going to bat for Robbie. Oh, absolutely he is. They fucking hate when the people that they're trying to isolate have support networks. Because it throws a wrench into their plan. It's way easier to manipulate people who are isolated. Another detail that they heavily tried to shove in my face was me protecting Robbie. I'm sorry, Sparrow, but me not being able to successfully force someone to talk to you when they are not ready and willing to is not me actively trying to keep someone away from you. And to try and weasel in a work rumor he had immediately refuted as if it in any way reinforces the narrative you are trying to spin is incredibly unnecessary and honestly just petty. You can criticize me for the mistakes I made that are factual, that I could... Nope, you're fine. I could have made more effort to respond. Fuck off. You gotta take care of yourself. It's... Nobody should put that on you. But what I will not allow is for you to take a short-lived rumor and twist it into your side of the story as if you were trying to paint me as someone who has feelings for your ex-partner, and that is why I am defending him. Gross. Robbie and I do not have feelings for each other. He's poly and still has his other partner. I'm single and strictly monogamous. He is open to kids in the future. I am not. I mean, fucking hell, I was first introduced to him as the partner of one of my closest friends at the time. Sparrow would often joke that I was their child. Ew. I lived in this space for years, viewing him like an older brother to me. Even if you put aside the fact that we have no romantic feelings at all, there are numerous factors that make it plainly obvious just how much any sort of romantic relationship between us would not work. I'm just a damn good friend. This conversation wasn't enough, however. After all, I told them I would have my phone situated by the 7th, and since my phone was on their account for the shared plan, there was still a line of communication that was required for the time being. Let's call it unfortunate timing that they proceeded to get in contact with me again on the exact same day that I had made a Twitter post about how my increased stress caused me to end up physically ill. The final conversation. I think I've stressed myself out to the point of sickness. My throat is irritated and hoarse, and my body aches. Worst sleep I've had in a while, bleh. We're pushing through, though. Gotta pace myself and relax, but gonna aim to get some work complete today. Let's go! Me. Maybe my throat's just dry because I need water. Also me. Wakes up at 3 a.m. profusely. Fucking mood. I feel like Skittles is just a younger, more successful version of me. Skittles juice. Phone, please. Okay. For the sake of my commissioners, I want to be transparent about the state of my health, but I still wanted to get work done, so despite my fever and the occasional dizziness, I tried to make the day productive. Despite everything being... Actually, yeah, when was that? September 5th. You said it was the 7th. Fuck off, bitch. I tried to make the day productive. Despite everything being so overwhelming, I didn't want my work to fall behind. I got some work done, and then I tried to relax the best that I could. This is when I was contacted once again. Sparrow has another reason to be angry at us. This time, it was about their birds' food. Okay. Okay. I can't believe you guys left all that food in this state. Question mark, question mark. His food is infested with bugs, Lauren. You guys left that airtight bin cracked open, and now I have to throw it all out. I never touched the bin spare. Oh, fuck off. When I went to pick it up, I didn't know there were maggots in the bottom, so when I opened it just now to feed Finn, both bowls were filled. It was loaded with bugs. Well, good. I sent Robbie the request to pay for it, because that's $85 I don't have right now. He wants to blame the bugs on other things, but he didn't close the fucking bin. Germaphobe my ass. Tell him to call me. Don't care if you've said it before. Tell him again. This is disgusting. And Finn could... Oh, okay. I remember this. So Finn's a bird, right? Are Skittles and Robbie, like, bird owners? Do they know how to care for birds or, like, package bird food? He's a bird. Yes. Okay. Tell him to call me. Wow. Once again. Oh, so... It's almost like this is another manufactured piece of bullshit to force Robbie to talk to you. Tell him to call me. Don't care if you've said it before. Tell him again. This is disgusting and Finn could get sick. Then don't feed it to him. I'm sending him the chat. I'm sorry that the food got infested, but nobody would be intentionally trying to taint his food like that. I told Robbie about the bin, and he said that it was closed when he checked it last. I'll be sure to mention that if I get a vet bill. Oh, sorry, my ex didn't mean to be forgetful slob and let Phil fuck off. Well, it wasn't when I got there. It wasn't when I got there to grab Finn. Wait. When did you grab Finn? But sure, my dad just offered to pay for his fuck up again. Guess it'll come out of his pocket because Robbie couldn't put two and two together about the bugs around Finn's cage. I'm sorry, if there are bugs around your bird's cage, isn't that your fucking problem? I think birds, only like very particular birds can eat, like, not every bird can eat every bug. Some birds eat very specific insects. So if Finn is not a bird that can eat maggots, then no, he would not be able to eat maggots, and feeding him them might be bad for his health. So Sparrow left his bird at Robbie's place to burden his ex with a bird to care for, too. Possibly? Clearly the roommates have to care for the bird, too, along with the bed and other things. Yeah. It's fucking... Oh... I got the autograph in, blah, blah, blah. Sparrow, I will send you money for the food. Just please stop coming at me so aggressively. I know you're frustrated, but I have a fever and I don't want to fight with you. I never did. Congrats, I'm also sick. I'm also in a shitload of pain. Oh my god. You think you're sick? I'm sick. Oh my god. Fucking... How dare you be in a not great position? I'm in a worse position and I'm ready to talk. I'm also in a shitload of pain from sleeping on an air mattress for 2 weeks. You didn't want to fight, but you've been a pushover when it comes to Robbie treating me like garbage. What? Does that not indicate that Skittles doesn't want to... Generally, when you are a pushover, isn't it usually because you don't want to fight? So you concede to the demands of others? And now you're like, oh, you say you don't want to fight, but you're a pushover. It's like, yeah! Duh! What? I'm not defending him. I just can't order someone to do something. I also know you haven't been well, but that doesn't also invalidate when other people are not well. Yes, thank you. Every time you have told me to tell him you want to talk, I have. It is not then my fault if he refuses. I get being angry and frustrated, I do, but it feels like you're taking it out on me. Grow a backbone and tell him to pay for the food himself. Why does it matter? You're getting your money back. Fuck off. You just want to punish Robbie. And to not treat your so-called closest friend like shit. The more you agree to move forward with stuff for the apartment I got kicked out of. No, you didn't. You're complacent. But sure, guess it's fine for me to get booted and you're rearrange the living room to your liking while I'm over here crammed into a room smaller than yours thanks to his actions. I'm sorry. Are you getting upset that they are thriving in the apartment without you? How dare you clean up the living room and move things around and pretend like I'm not there when I am in such a terrible state right now? Most birds can eat common housefly maggots because they survive off of food and not rotten flesh. Interesting. By the way, try not to find bugs that you... Feed birds that you find bugs anywhere. Yeah, it has to be, like, specialized for them. Sparrow will be here, like, are the keys... Here, are the keys goodbye now that the shoe is on the other foot? What was me? Yeah, basically. Okay. Rearrange the living room is like while I'm over here crammed into a room smaller than yours thanks to his actions. He says he doesn't have the money for it and you initially blamed me as well, so I will send you the money for the food. Yeah, right? Well, you said you didn't touch it, so it's on him. Fuck off! Skittles, at this point just lie and say that the money is coming from Robbie, but it's gonna come for you because Robbie already owed you money. Then he can pay me back later, but if you need money for the food, I'll send it. He should have been more careful. He'll be lucky if I don't charge him for any vet bills if Finn gets sick. Oh my god, bitch, fuck off. So yes, this is just Sparrow being abusive. Like, Robbie has destroyed any avenue of communication, so Sparrow is grasping at straws. It's like, oh, well, there's maggots in my bird's food, and you were the last one to touch it, and oh, if my bird gets sick, you gotta pay me for it. Yeah, no shit, I need the money for food. I need to throw that entire thing away due to his lack of focus. Sparrow, I'm telling you, I'm sending you money for it, and he's gonna pay me back when he has the money. I'm just making sure I have the okay, because you initially said your dad was gonna cover it. Please, I'm trying to help you. I don't appreciate being talked to like I'm some villain when I'm simply telling you I'm covering the cost of the food. There, I sent you the money for the bird food. Skittles, you are way too nice. Some extra for whatever stuff you need, but honestly, I'm done being yelled at and berated. I don't care if you cut my phone off. I will get another number. I just can't do this anymore. Yeah, understandable. After this conversation, given the way I was still being treated despite my clear efforts to help fix the situation, I sent them money before I finally blocked them everywhere. Update, after writing out this document, I went to Verizon to get a new phone plan rather than having my phone held over my head. They had wasted no time cutting my phone off our shared plan the moment I cut contact, and it turns out my entire phone's serial number and all was wiped from the database in the process, making my phone no longer usable. Thankfully, I had an iPhone that I purchased for VTubing, and everything turned out okay. Otherwise, I would have had to buy a new phone. Damn. I have a very sinking feeling that they will, or perhaps already have, tried to spin the narrative that we tainted the bird's food and almost made him sick. That they'll make us pay their vet bills too if he is. If that is the case, it's my turn to sound a little mean myself. I don't think you have any right to tell us that we were neglecting your pet. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Let's talk about Phineas, the chicken. Trigger warning. Animal neglect. Oh no! I don't like having to bring this up. I don't even want to bring this up. However, there are some serious details being left out in order for their retelling to sway in their favor. Especially when they made a post the next day omitting the fact that I paid them for the bird food the night before, over double what they asked for even, and told them Robbie would pay me back since they wanted him specifically to give them the money so badly. Yes, because they're trying to punish Robbie, not you. My bird's food was infested with bugs. Apparently my ex left it open for anything to get in there. I got this bin specifically to help due to the seal. $85 of food just gone. Make sure to check the seal of your food containers. I'll update if my bird gets sick from this. Fuck my life. Can I zoom in? How do I zoom in again? I've forgotten how to zoom in. Ah. Yes, yes, yes. No! Oh, wait. Haha. Yeah! Where are the bugs? Oh, is that as far as in it? So these are the bugs? These are the bugs. Okay. I'm gonna be real, guys. Depending on how big those bugs are, $85 worth of food, I probably would just pick through it. Pick out as much clean food as I can. $85 of food? And the bugs are like this big? I'm just picking through that shit. Like, there's no getting around it. It might take me a day, but I'll do it. Oh, and the proof of payment. Hello? There we go. Bank of America. Wow, an extra $100 on top. Sparrow Rain. Well, you said you didn't touch it, so it's on him. That's, yeah, I sent it. Okay. The censored name is their dead name. I refuse to plaster that publicly. However, I also showed their PayPal tag to confirm that this is Sparrow, and I paid them for the bird food. After all, simply seeing Robbie left the food container unsealed and it had bugs, and them alluding to having to pay $85 for it out of their own pocket looks awful towards both of us. Phineas, nicknamed Chicken, is a green cheek conure that Sparrow purchased not too long after I moved in. Around the same time, I got my first 3 rats. He was a very friendly bird that Sparrow was smitten with almost immediately and started making monthly payments in order to get him for $400 to $500. This was Phineas in 2019. images collected from my Snapchat memories. Oh, okay, I saw this guy in pictures with Skittles. He popped up on Twitter a couple times. He threw a tantrum because he didn't want to be left alone, so I bullied him in the bathroom. Well, that seems mean. However, over time, it seemed that Phineas was not getting the proper care he was supposed to. I want to note that I am always going to be in support of disabled people getting pets. I am not saying Sparrow shouldn't be allowed to have a pet bird. What I am saying is that birds are incredibly high maintenance, and I noticed the once fluffy and happy bird often kept cooped up in his cage. Over time, this resulted in him plucking the feathers on his torso and showing signs of aggression, especially towards me. It started becoming a joke between us, but when instances of him biting my face and hands and nearly drawing blood began to arise, even biting the others on occasion, I felt less safe in the living space I shared when he was free roaming. I couldn't blame him, though. He was a young bird and went from getting constant socialization by pet store employees and shop visitors to spending most of his days confined in his cage. Meanwhile, his owner would work a 9 to 5, come home, and go straight to their room to sleep the rest of the day, only emerging to eat dinner and return to bed. Yeah? Some weekends they would sleep up to 16 hours. Well, is that a day? Is that per day? While there were times that he was released from his cage to roam the apartment, these moments were not as frequent as they should have been, and if the apartment was a mess. Robbie and I noticed this, and we did whatever we could for Phineas as a way to assist Sparrow. He isn't our bird. It wasn't our responsibility to do this as regularly as we did, and yet we were willing to do so, trying to understand that Sparrow also had health issues to juggle. So when we noticed his drinking water consistently becoming green and mucus-like from him dripping his food in it, and it still not being regularly changed, we would try to regularly clean it for them. When he was low on the pieces of food he liked and began screaming relentlessly because he was hungry, he's incredibly picky and only likes certain pieces or he'd refuse to eat. Oh, I've had pets like that. We'd be sure to give him more. The airtight container wasn't even introduced until later on. For the longest time, his food was kept in its original bag, often left open on top of his cage. Meanwhile, Robbie, when he had the time to do so, would let Phineas free roam when he played games on his days off. There were times when I would open the cage, but only when Robbie was around because he was unpredictable when it came to me in particular. In fact, the cage went unattended for such long periods of time, piles of bird feces started to pile up at the bottom of the cage. The only photographic evidence I have of this was from last year, September 2022. Sometimes the state of the cage would end up looking worse, but the fact that these images are from 2022 shows that this was a common occurrence. When their family came to collect Phineas after the breakup, their father even commented that he would have to clean it with a power hose. How long do you think a cage has to be left unattended for feces to start piling up on top of the bars? Oh! Holy shit! Note, bird cages should be cleaned once a week. Yeah, you don't want them sitting... Like, there's a huge difference between birds who can, like, poop on the go while they're flying and never have to interact with their shit again, and birds who are literally locked in a cage with their fecal matter. Not to mention, for a good portion of the time they had Phineas, I would own rats on and off. They were kept in my room. I was always making sure they had fresh water to drink and would regularly make sure their cage was cleaned and their blankets were washed. Meanwhile, Phineas was made to sit alone in a poopy cage with green water and some Some weird lamp meant to improve feather growth, or whatever the purpose was. He didn't need a lamp, he needed his parent. I do not care that you took blame off of me when I said I had not touched the container, to initially point a finger at me when I had been demonstrating that I was a responsible pet owner myself, and you had acknowledged multiple times just how well I took care of my rats, is honestly insulting to me. But anyways, yeah, especially when, like, Skittles doesn't own birds, so why would Skittles be expected to know how to take care of a bird? This is Phineas as of this year, 2023. Images from Sparrow's public Twitter. Oh my god! The reason I did not take the steps to show dates on their posts is because I feel that the dates on his before images are far more crucial. This is not the state Phineas was in when he was acquired. This is how he ended up in the last 4 years. To my knowledge, he has only seen a vet once. Robbie nor I cannot recall when this was. But yes, Sparrow, I'm so happy that your self-proclaimed emotional support pet is away from someone who gave him the attention he so desperately needed when you couldn't. After, by your own words, you stated he was at one point screaming for us, wondering where we were, wondering where Robbie was. Finn's been upset even when the dogs are out of the room. He screams unless he's on me. I think he's looking for you guys. I'm ecstatic, truly. In regards to the airtight container, Robbie also made it clear that he made sure the container was closed the last time he had checked. He also took it upon himself to buy more food for their budgie, Pichu, when Sparrow said he could have enough for a few weeks, and that ended up not being the case. Neither of us know what happened to Phineas's food, yet still I paid you so that you could get him fresh bags, even when you continued to spit venom by hissing a, "Yeah, no shit, I need money" at me. Yet we pretended to care, right? I truly feel bad that so much of his food went to waste like that. It really didn't have, you could literally just pick through it. Like, oh my god. But I have a feeling that this is brought up to further paint Robbie and myself as people who want to kick Sparrow while they are down. And I'm sorry if that bird is sick. I don't think you're allowed to blame us. Disclaimer. Before I broke contact with Sparrow, they were sending me updates while staying with their parents. I did not get to see Phineas personally after he was collected, but from the photos I did see and what Sparrow described, I do think that this move was proven to be a better environment for Phineas. Mood-wise, he has seemed calmer and happier, but of course, time will tell. Maybe that's because he's in a house with more people. Like, if the parents are there, presumably Sparrow's there all the time now because Sparrow hasn't got a job. I don't know if that's stayed constant, but I saw that there were also dogs. At least one big or medium one and like 3 little ones that I saw. Maybe Phineas likes dogs. Who knows? Having one of them is generally bad for them mentally alone. Yeah, I believe that. After he was collected, mood-wise, he seems calmer. The reason I still opt to bring this up, however, is because their improved care of him now does not negate the way he was treated in this apartment. One last thing I would like to note as well, since we're suddenly concerned about Phineas's health, please remember that I detailed earlier how I and others were left picking up trash in the living room from them. Again, as a reminder, this trash included chip bags, old fast food containers, drink cups, and cans, some of which were left long enough to turn black and moldy. Ugh. Glasses, forks, and other dishware mentioned previously, an old cardboard box full of spilled resin from a hobby they abandoned months prior. Note, this box of resin was stashed away in their bedroom, recovered when we began cleaning. Robbie has severe sleep apnea and needs a breathing machine at night. Resin can potentially be highly flammable and emit toxic fumes, hence why you must be in a well-ventilated space when using it. That's not only sloppy and lazy, that's dangerous, Sparrow. Robbie also, in the process of cleaning their shared bedroom, has stepped on 5 thumbtacks, 4 with his slippers on, 1 barefoot. He also recollects that one time he stepped on a half-eaten burrito Sparrow left on the floor in front of the couch. What the fuck? Our apartment had a bug issue for a long time due to a frequent issue with trash. Phineas's cage also resided in the living room, mere feet away from the nest. Since the cleaning, our only bug issue has been the occasional moth. Really be out here like we're thriving without this guy. Cleaning of which you expressed your anger about in my Twitter DMs, angry that we've put so much effort into making sure you have all your stuff quickly and efficiently, and in the process, wanting a living space that wasn't swimming in garbage. It angers you because it made you feel pushed out. Oh my god, calling him out! Ah! After you left and said you were never coming back, after you had already taken most of your belongings, Sparrow, I beg you, please take some sort of accountability for anything at this point. Again, I don't like having to detail this stuff. It's embarrassing and shameful. But when you point the finger at everyone else but yourself, I have to defend myself. Social media is where my livelihood is. Completely justified. The more you try to attack my reputation, the more I have to protect it. That means reminding you that while you are suffering and you have every right to feel hurt over your breakup and overwhelmed about the position you're currently in, you are not the perfect victim you claim to be, and your actions cannot be tolerated. I will not tolerate it. Fucking go Skittles! Get it, girl. I don't know why I'm snapping like this is poetry reading. Slam! I tried for a long time, but I'm gonna finally grow a backbone like you so passive-aggressively demanded of me. Oh! You quitting your 19 to 20 an hour job because of an argument with your parents, you abandoning your physical therapy, you going to the hospital for your mental well-being, none of this is our fault. If you want my opinion, I think you've got comfortable with the help we provided you because of how much we cared, how much you knew we cared. For someone so worried about burdening us, there was never any noticeable change or improvement, no matter how many times concerns were expressed to you. You'd say you were working on it time and time again, but results never came. And now, rather than accept this situation you're in as a culmination of your own behaviors, it's easier to say we're to blame because we decided that while we care about you, we can't live with you anymore. And you know what? Sure, to some extent, I am going to defend Robbie as well, because we both know he has no social media presence. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about him and blame him for everything that went wrong and blame him for you being suicidal, while you attempt to torment him behind the scenes by contacting his roommate, his mom, his sister, his parents, and his friends. And when you're in control of the public narrative, how can anyone prove otherwise, right? Well, it's a damn good thing you lived with another social media presence for over 4 years, isn't it? Ah! Robbie's side. Before I conclude this exhausting document, I want to go back and shed some more light to a crucial detail that I know is one of the biggest highlights of all of this. He broke up with me while I was suicidal. This has not only been a detail to vilify their ex-partner, but also to vilify me for being complacent. So I spoke with Robbie about this. I was not present when they had broken up, and I wanted to know what happened when he made this decision. Note that this is his retelling of what happened. Sparrow has already been speaking theirs publicly for a while now, and I find that it's only fair that both sides are heard. After all, people who do not know us in our personal lives are obviously not going to be aware of everything that transpired behind the scenes, and I find that this is the responsible thing to do. Form your own opinions after reading. I'm so sorry to bring this up again, Robbie, but for full transparency, can you please detail what happened when you guys broke up so I have a clear picture on your end? I'm still writing the just in case document. I want to have a highlight where you describe what happened, since Sparrow's statement to the public is he left me when I was suicidal. I know you've already told me, but having a detailed summary when you have the chance would be great so I can collect everything in one screenshot. I know it isn't the comfiest thing for me to ask of you, but I find it responsible to know both sides to speak. I know, and I'll do that when I can, and I will try to be as transparent as possible. I mean, like, right after I said I was breaking up with them, they did say, I guess I'll throw myself off a bridge or something along those lines. So, I mean, they aren't necessarily wrong, but I just couldn't handle everything anymore. I know they were in a rough space mentally when I broke up with them, but I was also not in a good place, and it was the only thing I could think to do. Before all that, I tried to get them to talk with their therapist or find someone to help. They had a therapist at the time? Oh, fuck you then. You don't get to be all like, this person didn't stay with me when I was suicidal. You have a therapist. Contact them, dumbass. Or find something to help calm them, and then afterwards I tried to suggest that the inpatient care was the best option. Obviously, I didn't want them to hurt themselves, and I still don't want them to hurt themselves. But with all the ups and downs and throwing more bills in my lap and the screaming match with their parents only a couple days before, I couldn't handle it. I broke. The night before I broke up with them, they kept saying they were leaving, and by the time I got home, I had thought they had already been done with me. Okay. I even told them that they could stay until they got things figured out and gave them suggestions for other options if they didn't want to. They told me to leave them alone, so I went to their room and cried and tried to calm myself down before having to go to work. They came to my work later and dropped off the keys and then left for their apartment, and then after that went into patient care. We had talked a bit before that as well, and they told me not to contact them or come to the hospital. I know staying wasn't ideal, but I didn't want them staying in their car. I offered to take the couch and they could have the room. I hate hurting them, and I hated feeling like I had no other choice. I couldn't do it anymore, and they threw so much on my plate by just quitting their job, and that broke me. Between that and them saying that they were leaving the night before, I couldn't take it. I broke down and cried and tried to be as gentle as possible, but I didn't see any other options. My mental health was struggling too, and I couldn't keep us both afloat anymore. I put mine on the back burner for so long and focused on making sure things were handled for them, and tried my best to help them financially as well, and I couldn't do it anymore. I'm sorry. They ended up calling me sometime later from the hospital to talk while I was working, I believe the next day, and that talk started okay, but they started getting mean. So much for in sickness and in health. And they started swearing at me and being aggressive, so I hung up. I know I was supposed to be their support, but I was struggling too. I still am struggling. This whole situation has been hard, and I've been trying my best to be calm and collected. But after a while, I had to block them because they kept taking jabs at me and wouldn't respect the fact that I didn't want to talk about not giving them the keys back, but giving them to their parents instead. Their mom told me not to engage, and I held off for a few days, and then finally asked them to stop, and they wouldn't. I asked them to respect my boundaries, and they wouldn't, and kept asking uncomfortable questions, as they called it. So I blocked them, and that made things worse. I don't like hurting people, and even if they keep saying I didn't care, I did. I tried my best to hang on as long as I could and be there for them and help, but I started losing myself in all of their stuff. And any time there was a disagreement, I felt like I was treated like an enemy rather than a partner. I would try to explain myself, and I would get made to feel like shit, and I didn't like that. Hell, even after the fight with their parents they had, I tried to explain that it wasn't just on their parents, that them slamming the truck door didn't help, and that's when all the yelling started. And sitting there watching everything really scared me. I tried being there for them, covering their bills, giving them support, being understanding and patient, but I couldn't keep doing it anymore. I know that's bad, and I feel It's sad that people think that them being driven to their emotional breaking point and having to take a step away for their own safety, that people think that that's a bad thing, that they're bad people for doing that and for taking care of themselves. And I feel terrible, but I didn't know what else to do. And now, because I cut them off from talking with me, they seem to be even more angry and hurtful. But that doesn't make me want to talk with them. They've gone into group chats to try and call me out or just berate me. I know this has been hard on them and me too, and I've tried to just take it in stride, but it fucking hurts, and I blame myself because this wouldn't be this bad if I had just stuck it out again and figured it out like I used to. People wouldn't be hurting. I'm sorry you got dragged into this and anyone else did. I'm sorry others got hurt, and I'm sorry I hurt Sparrow. I don't like hurting people. I know they are struggling and hurt too, but it hurts that they've been so mean and didn't respect that I don't want to talk, and then to twist everything to make it seem like I don't care at all. And it's not that I don't care, it's that I can't keep taking it all on and treating it and get treated like an enemy when I disagree with them, making me sleep on the couch because I didn't immediately co-sign for their car. And wanted to talk about it, having to cover some of their bills because it sounds like they were trying to get you stuck to them. Having to cover some of their bills because they wouldn't keep track, making me seem like the bad guy simply because I didn't back them up in the fight with their parents and I said that both sides were at fault. I hate feeling like if I disagree that I'll be punished or talked shit about. Then to demand the keys back and refuse to get off the lease, and repeatedly taking jabs while I'm trying to stay calm about the whole thing and be civil. I know I hurt them, but I feel like they are out there to hurt me or others simply because I won't back down from my decision. Because it means that they have no avenue of control. I know it flipped their life upside down. I know they are in a smaller space. I understand how that can be frustrating and they want to lash out. But there's only so much I can take. Ba-ding, I wish for a fish. Hello, welcome. I had to cover bills and pick up after them and figure out how to manage things when they would spiral, and I tried to be supportive and be there for them, but I didn't feel like they were there for me. I feel like I was just a tool to keep them comfortable sometimes, covering their bills, picking up their messes, trying to hold it together and make sure we stayed afloat. Now, if I may add, in some of my own opinions, once again, please allow me to be potentially controversial for just a moment. I, personally, do not think it is fair to use your mental health as a way to keep someone in a relationship. I feel like everybody should have that opinion. Is that controversial? I'm of that opinion. You're a piece of shit if you do that. Why do you think I'm single? 'Cause I'm not mentally stable, and I'm not putting that on another fucking person. Do I think this was intentional? Absolutely not. I never want to think that someone would purposely use their mental health as a weapon against others. With instances of it in my own family, I take mental health conditions very seriously. Wait. Oh. With instances of mental health in your... Okay. For a second, I thought Skittles was saying, I have had instances where people have weaponized their mental health against me in my own family. And I was going to be like, mood. but I believe that you are in a relationship with someone who is if you are in a relationship with someone who is constantly struggling mentally and constantly relying on you as their emotional support, it is up to you whether or not you feel you are mentally capable of staying in that relationship. Abso-fucking-lutely. If you are not happy in your relationship, you should not make yourself stay for the sake of someone else, and you should not be looked down upon if you choose to step away for your own well-being. That being said, if this is the full context of what happened, it honestly disgusts me to essentially read, if you're breaking up with me, I guess I'll go jump off a bridge. I do not doubt that Sparrow has suicidal ideations. I wish the very best for them, even now, and hope that they can heal and move on from this. Again, neither of us have ever wanted them to hurt themselves, which is why we both told them to seek their therapist or go to the hospital or stay with their family to make sure that they were going to be okay after they broke up. But Sparrow, I'm going to be blunt, your behavior has been vile. I'm sorry, but it has. Don't be sorry. Whether you it's true. Don't be sorry. It's true. Whether you intended for this or not, whether you were already feeling suicidal or not, this sounds like you holding your mental health. It doesn't sound like it. It is. mental health over Robbie's head when he mentioned wanting to split up, and when he confirmed it was over, was required to go to work, yet still tried to help you and give you options while juggling his other responsibilities and his own mental health concerns. You dropped your keys off at his work and drove off, saying you were never coming back. Yeah, it's almost like Sparrow wanted Robbie to follow them. Like, if they couldn't get Robbie not to go to work when they were being all like, oh, but I'm suicidal. Oh, you're gonna go to work. You're not gonna stay here and pamper me and coddle me and tell me that it's all gonna be okay. Okay, fine. Well, I'm gonna barge in at work and I'm gonna try another manipulation tactic where I imply that I'm completely cutting contacts, and I'm gonna see if I can get you to fucking chase me. And that one backfired too. And now you are proclaiming to the internet that he left you while you were suicidal and didn't care. Oh, but also we're awful people because we called for a wellness check when we thought you were suicidal. Did I get that right? Does that make sense? Fucking go off, Skittles. I am so grateful that you decided to end up going to the hospital that day. I expressed to you that I was so glad to hear that you were in a safe place. But I am seeing a pattern where you have hinted at self-harm to both of us before vanishing and then reappearing to lash out and deem us villains afterwards before stating we should go fuck ourselves. I will say this again, you have every right to be upset that the relationship ended. Breakups are ugly, they're painful, especially when you two were engaged. I understand that there is going to be some level of confusion and frustration, questions that will be unanswered no matter how badly you want them to be, and I'm sorry for all of that. Yet I worry about you because this feels as though you are spiraling and that your primary goal is to try and cause hurt because you are hurting. If you had simply allowed these people the space they needed for that bare minimum respect, perhaps there would have been an opportunity to have that talk you were seeking later down the line. Instead, you pushed, and you pushed, and you blatantly disrespected any boundary established for the sake of your own self-gratification. And while we still have not once called you names or insulted you, you did not hesitate to describe us with the most colorful language you could. Spineless fucks. You've spent so much time relentlessly blaming us for everything, hating us, wanting to be rid of us, yet even now you try to keep yourself on the lease as long as possible, despite not living here or contributing to rent. You've also been allowing your mail to keep being sent to our mailbox. It's almost like additional avenues of trying to keep up contact. Is this so you could have an excuse to... Oh my god! Ah! Dude. Skittles is on top of it. Is this so you could have an excuse to come over whenever you want? To keep some form of contact? I have you blocked. I no longer want to have any contact with you, especially when each interaction is solely to express your hatred of me. It feels as though you see yourself as the person hurting the most. Therefore, any other person's pains and struggles are not as important, while also still trying to make us hurt as much as possible. This behavior is abusive. I don't want to be your punching bag anymore. I don't deserve this, and neither does Robbie. Please leave us alone. My final thoughts. I hate that I had to write this. I really do. Even now, I can't bring myself to say that I hate Sparrow because I don't. This situation has fucked me up mentally for over a month with no relief. This is someone who I considered a friend for 6 to 7 years. That's a long time to know someone. Not to mention they were the person to invite me to live with them and Robbie as a roommate when I was dealing with suffocating tension while under my parents' roof after hearing some of the things my mother would say to me. Budding, budding. Hello, Raptor Kiddo. Enjoy your stay. When I moved in, I began to see both of them and Robbie like siblings, and the fact that I was welcomed in so openly is something that I still appreciate to this day. I did everything I could to repay that kindness throughout these last 4 years. After all, this invitation allowed me to prove myself to my parents and heal our relationship. That being said, I cannot forgive them for how they treated me. I have never been so berated so aggressively by someone I cared about so deeply. And it sucks that this is how our friendship ended. I've also noticed people I consider good friends silently distancing themselves from me. Is it silly of me to stress about social media unfollows? Of course. But that does not invalidate how I feel and the message that these particular unfollows tells me. And it tells you probably that Sparrow's manipulating the situation behind the scenes. I understand that when you care about someone so deeply, you want to support them however you can and believe what they're saying is true. I'm not even saying that they need to stop being Sparrow's friends, because to try and isolate them from their friends would be evil. I do not deny their struggles, and having a group to support them through it is so important. That being said, I still feel I have every right to be upset about it. It sucks that people I also saw as my friends apparently did not want to even consider hearing my side, and found it easier to just throw me in the trash. It sucks to have to bite my tongue to not feed the flames. Meanwhile, still being told about the vile post directed towards Robbie and I publicly, on top of the ways that we were treated to our faces, and not a single person seemingly open to hearing Sparrow's side contacting me as well. Moments like these really make you feel completely insignificant. Yet I thankfully wasn't alone during all this. I want to mention how grateful I am to everyone who did take the time to check up on me after I approached them after what was going on behind the scenes. I want to thank those informed that understood my stress, gave me advice in any way they could, invited me to hangouts to get my mind off things, and sat through me bawling my eyes out when I was so mentally exhausted that I broke. I truly hope that Sparrow can seek proper physical and mental health treatment in the future. I hope they are able to both form and strengthen friendships with people. Sorry, I need some water. Friendships with people, friends who will be there when they need a shoulder to cry on. Most importantly, I hope they find healthier ways to cope that will allow them to grow as a person. I know they will overcome those hardships in time. I believe in them. They deserve to enjoy life to its fullest. However, I can't be around them through this process. I need time to seek out my own healing, which means once this post is made, I will not be talking about Sparrow again for my own sake. Take care of yourself, Sparrow. This post was made before September 13th. Anything written in the next few pages is instances that occurred afterwards. If you have formed your opinions at this point, do not wish to read further. Still appreciate you taking the time to read this far. Sparrow posted on Twitter on September 13th, along with contacting friends of mine announcing that they were coming to get mail the next day. After having already come to collect mail that Monday and it being decided weeks in advance that they were to collect the last of their things on Saturday the 16th, we believe this visit was unnecessary. Yet we also believe the main reason they decided this was because they are aware that Thursdays and Saturdays are Robbie's only days off. In my opinion, this appeared to be their last chance to corner him. They did not specify a time of when they would show up. In the morning, I joined a Discord call with friends for the sake of my mental well-being. I also waited to eat out of fear that they'd show up while I was in the kitchen. I ended up not eating until 5 p.m. due to the stress. Mood. Robbie went into his first therapy appointment from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. After this appointment, the therapist determined that this behavior from Sparrow was in fact abusive, and that Robbie shows signs of having PTSD. He plans to go weekly as it was recommended by her. Sparrow arrived not long after Robbie returned. Now having the key, they entered the apartment at 1:40 p.m., letting themselves in. They had previously stated they were coming to collect just mail. However, after hearing knocking, I turned to see them outside of Robbie's room. It appeared as though they had immediately gone straight to his door, trying to get him to reply. From what I was told, Sparrow approached his bedroom door and knocked for a response, saying they wanted a box in the room. When he agreed to this and closed the door slightly to go do so, they kicked it back open. I'm on the lease, so I technically still live here. I want this door open. That's not how that fucking works, asshole. If that's his room, you can fuck off. The excuse as to why this behavior was in any way okay in their eyes. I remained in my room as I heard them angrily hiss about how everything was Robbie's fault, and if anything happened later on, it would be because of him. They once again repeated how they wanted to off themselves because of him. I was still in the Discord call at the time and didn't hear the whole conversation, but the summary was Robbie simply stating that not everything was his fault and he no longer wanted to talk to them, with Sparrow responding in a volatile manner. After some choice words for the both of us, they left, slamming our door behind them. Linked below is a sticky note I left to point out the mail we collected for them and suggesting to change the address soon. They didn't like this, and so they decided to write a reply. This is all of your mail. It might be easier for you to change your mailing address, so it's all delivered to you instead. I'm in the process of doing this, but these things take time, several months. Everything as of late has my new address. No thanks to you too. Shut the fuck up. Stay out of our way on Saturday. I don't need you. Lauren can bitch about it on Twitter, and we're friends for all I care. Ugh. I find it a bit humorous to state that changing your address is a process that takes several months before immediately stating that everything else has the new address already. Who are you fooling? Certainly not me. Due to the constant online harassment, of which friends of mine have been actively screenshotting as a precaution, actively seeking out ways around being blocked via Twitter and friends of mine, and now their behavior in the apartment, we have had enough. We don't think they'd ever get physical with us, but we no longer feel safe around them regardless. They believe this to be cowardly due to having not laid hands on either of us. They have made implications publicly that they would still continue to show up even after they have all of their belongings on the 16th. It's clear that they wish to prolong this continued harassment, but the reason was unknown. Robbie proceeded to go to the police and then the courts immediately following the altercation. There he filed for a temporary restraining order. Update 2. The accusations. Recently, September 25th at noon, Sparrow has decided to try to slander my name, and I want to talk about that real quick, because them being mad at me is one thing, but to try and tear me down for nothing is wildly inappropriate. Remember when everyone banded together to help at Skittles Juice pay back her parents? What if I told you that money never went to them? It's still sitting in her account to this day. Back in 2019, as stated before, I moved out of my parents' house. This, to add further detail, was with... Oh, okay, so it's just... Okay. Yep, okay. This was the original GoFundMe made by my now ex. Here it explicitly states that the money was to help me move, help Skittle Juice get out of state. I don't like that I now have to once again detail my personal life, but I'm left with no choice. Essentially, my mom was frustrated that I dropped out of college when I found myself unhappy in the major I was in. It was after that I began pursuing my art further, all while my mom would consistently tell me that it wasn't a real job, and that in not going back to school for finding a real job, that I didn't appreciate my family or anything they did for me. Sparrow was one of the people that heard my mom speaking this way. This is why they eventually offered me a room in the apartment. My mother told me I should pay my family $10,000 to at least somewhat make up for the money that they contributed to the schooling I didn't end up finishing. Friends around me told me that I should not have to do that. From their point of view, I shouldn't have had their generosity in helping pay for my education then be held over my head constantly. Yeah, if it's generosity that they then use against you afterwards when you don't do what they want with it, it's not generosity. It's a condition. If I managed to earn enough to do so, that would be great, but for the time being, the main focus was moving me out so that I could be out from under their roof. I did not earn $10,000, so for the time being, the money earned was for me to move and act as a cushion while I could look for a job. From there, I could work to steadily save up and pay them back on my own time. Did I state wanting to pay my family back? Yes, I wanted to prove to my family that I did appreciate them and that I could be responsible, but that wasn't the primary goal at the time. I also tried to contribute to these accumulated funds via my commissions, though I royally messed up on... Yeah, I vaguely remember this being all about Skills moving out. Like, I don't know what the fuck... royally messed... I tried to contribute to these accumulated funds via commissions, so I really messed up on my end. I was so determined to prove myself to my parents that I took on way more work than I could manage on my own, around 70 commissions total, and had to stop commissions for around 2 years to complete everything that I owed. I relied on adoptables at that time to be able to... I remember this. Yeah, Skittles was selling a lot of adoptables. It has been years since then. I've since improved the way I handle commissions, and I've been making good progress on how I handle my work. I've reached a point in my career where I've been able to raise my prices with the same amount of demand from my audience. I haven't missed a single day of rent, and while taxes are a bitch to deal with, I've still been able to get by. I feel so blessed to have the community that I do. Hell yeah, thrive. I know my success is largely due to the help that I received back in the day, and I'll always be grateful for that help. But I'm also where I am today because of my own hard work. Fuck yeah. Over time, my family has also recognized this. Conversation about my art has now been completely healthy and productive, and they have offered me some helpful advice for my business. It's been years, and not once has my mother brought up this $10,000 as it was making her this demand in this emotional, as it was her making this demand in an emotional state. I would still like to eventually pay them back. They've done a lot for me, and that's something I can't ignore. I love and appreciate my family and want to be able to provide for them in turn. But I don't have $10,000 to give them right now. I don't have 5 figures. I'm not a wealthy person. I have a few thousand, and I'm a freelancer who gets paid inconsistently. So this money is to ensure I can still afford rent and groceries. Yeah, a nest egg that freelancers need because sometimes work isn't reliable. That's perfectly under-fucking-standable if you know what Skittles does for a living. Despite not being able to afford that payment right now, I do make efforts to show this appreciation by giving them gifts whenever I can. This includes a new cutting board and a new blender. I haven't been able to give them the $10,000 they initially demanded, but I've tried to repay them in other ways, and I'm super thankful to my family for recognizing that and understanding that this is the path that I want to take. It offends me so much that someone who was there for all of this is now trying to make it appear like I deceived my audience, as if my years of learning from my mistakes and improving myself and my work mean nothing. Someone who, might I also mention, has a GoFundMe of their own to help them also move out of their parents' home. One, they're upset I only boosted once, talking about the context that the majority of conversations after that, the Twitter DMs listed earlier, were them berating me privately about numerous things. Well, yeah, don't you know? They're allowed to talk to you in the worst possible manner, but you're not allowed to get mad at them and not praise them and do what they want. Still, I do want to acknowledge anyone who may feel as though they've been lied to by me. If there is anyone who has been hurt by me over the years, I want to sincerely apologize. I tried too hard to appear responsible to the point where I became incredibly irresponsible, but please know that I did not seek out aid with the intention of deceiving anyone. I did not tell Ponder to stream for me. Yeah, I didn't tell Skittles that I was streaming. I just saw that Skittles needed help, and I was like, okay. I didn't tell my ex to make a GoFundMe, and I certainly wouldn't state a reason for needing money with the intention of keeping it for something entirely different. Again, the money was for me to move, and has stayed that way. For context, the reason I streamed to help Skittles was because I did not at the time myself have the funds to help her. Streaming was my way of doing it. So nowadays I don't have to do that as much. Well, coming up. Fuck. Coming up soon, that might change, but we'll see. Fingers crossed at finding affordable things. Anyways, so that is a Skittles, that is a document that Skittles put out. I'm sure that Sparrow is going to respond at some point. Who knows when? I don't know. Maybe they'll just wallow in their own self-pity for a while. Who fucking cares? Hi, Blobfish. Hi, Anonymous Blobfish. I see you there. Blub, 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 blub. Bloop, 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 bloop. Saying hi. They're saying hi. go into oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. I think somebody wants to talk. I am in live stream of pusses.
Ah!
Ah!
The amount of screaming I had to do in chat. Now do you see why when I was reading this, I was going to Skittle every 5 seconds just screaming, dude?
Yeah, because you were probably thinking, oh my god, we were going through the exact same thing from different people?
I had to, like, get pulled back into the present, at several points reading this document.
Flashbacks.
Literally, I was so, like, it literally was like flashbacks.
Yeah, I believe it. As soon as I started looking at the Discord things, I was like, oh no, I know this behavior. I'm so fucking familiar with this behavior.
I was like, I've been here before.
Yeah, anytime Skittles would talk about, like, oh yeah, if you confront Sparrow, Sparrow gets mean, I was just like, huh! It's the captain.
Oh my gosh, when they were like, I'm sorry you're being dragged into this because they won't talk to me, I was like, oh my god. Oh, why are there more people like them?
I know, right?
Why is there 2 of them?
Also, sorry, completely unrelated. I've decided if dickweed is dickweed, then the other one is captain. Because it makes fucking sense. Wait.
DM it to me then.
Hang on.
Oh.
I'll put it in no mic.
Okay. Oh! Stop!
The alcoholic thief.
Oh!
Oh! Tell me that's not fucking perfect! Captain, my captain!
Why does their name just sound... Like, that was all you had to do to convince me, B, when you were telling me those stories. Could have just been like, oh yeah, their name's this, and I would have been like, I believe you.
Like if I had been like, yeah, their name is Stacy.
It's like being named, oh my god, like Gertrude. It's like, oh, you are evil.
I feel bad because if I ever make tiny little AI robots to be my friends, one of them would totally be named Gertrude.
It'd have to be with 2 O's, so it spells Gertrude.
Gertrude. Or just Gertie.
Gertizzy.
Because I think of, like, Gertrude from Runaways.
Passed away.
Num num. It's almost like a lot of this stuff seems to follow a template for some reason. Yeah, it's like they all use the exact same fucking manipulative bullshit tactics.
It's like abuser mentality is like a pattern of behavior.
Yeah. Pattern of manipulative behavior.
Oh my god. What if Sparrow comes out and it's like, I did this all to cancel my...
I was in the middle of psychosis.
What was that tweet that Fagos wrote where she was like, when I wanted to end my life? That shit fucking took me out. I wanted to end my life.
I'm sorry that I was being unreasonable and unpredictable. I was like, okay, whatever.
That'll be fun. I'm glad that we get to show everyone that.
You're right, Echo. We do need to make a bingo sheet.
Oh my god.
Like the manipulative tactic bingo sheet.
Like, Fagos is just the entire board.
just like a little emotional blackmail. There's some guilt tripping. There's some suicide chumming. There's gaslighting. I was
gonna say rummaging through suicide.
Shaming, absolutely.
Lying.
projecting, lying, trying to separate
Gaslighting.
people, like telling people different narratives so you can separate people, trying to alienate one person from the rest of the group, violating boundaries. Oh god, what are some other good ones?
Rewriting history.
Rules for thee, not for me.
I can't believe Sparrow threw away their keys, and then we're like, I can't believe I got kicked out.
Here are my keys. I'm never coming back. Oh my god, can you guys believe that they kicked me out? What assholes.
It's like that meme of the guy who's riding the bike, and then he sticks the stake inside the wheel.
They kicked me out!
Wait, someone needs to make that. I'll make that.
Of course you will.
I also have, like, the funniest image. I put it in chat a couple times, but you just need to pull this up on stream, okay? This tweet is just Sparrow.
Communication or lack thereof. I would like to instead change that to throwing a grenade into the room and then closing the door.
Yeah, that's something that happened to us a lot.
In fairness, that could be read as different things, but that is like the thing that happened when they were all like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna block you, and also I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. That would be throwing a grenade in.
Yeah.
Hang on. Open. And so, we reap what we sow. We decided to do. Yeah, dehumanizing their victims, acting like they're the main characters. Victim complexes in general, like anything.
Holy shit.
Anything that happens is I'm the victim. It doesn't matter if I'm like inherently acting against someone else's mental health interests. Hello, Soren Tumili. Hope you enjoy what the fuck
the
this
main
is.
character syndrome.
Absolutely. Terrifying.
Good God.
Yeah,
You know what pisses me off about Fagos?
What?
She can't even, like, own the narcissistic stuff she did. She has to play it all as some kind of self-pitying... Like, she tries to paint it all as self-harm to make it sympathetic, and it's like, bitch, just own it that you were a piece of shit.
Well, she can't, because that isn't a narrative that puts her in a good light, and that's not what she
Exactly.
wants.
Fucking narc.
If owning it would work for her, in her benefit, she would do it. But it won't, so she doesn't.
If accountability was enjoyable to her, she would do it.
Well, it wouldn't be accountability.
Exactly. Because accountability isn't fun. Goddamn bitch.
Self-pity instead of taking accountability. Yeah, that's another good bingo card one.
I do not mean to flood the stream with... I can't even call it Fagos slander. What do I call it?
Truth.
Fagos truthing.
Fagos facts.
I don't mean to flood the stream with Fagos facts. That
It's
can be
facts
saved
ghost
for...
time.
Facts ghosts. Those can be fake facts. Oh my god.
Fake facts!
Those could be saved for Fagos streams if any of those happen again.
Me being, like, mad at the stupid fucking suicide chumming in this has, like, actively made my sweat glands hop into overdrive, and I'm a stinky bitch. I showered yesterday. What the fuck is this garbage?
No, I've done that. Like, do you remember that one night when we were in that call and we saw those things?
That could be a lot of calls from a lot of nights.
Here, let me DM you.
Like, that could be, like, any call from the past 3 weeks. Oh, yes.
I got so mad that, like, my face was, like, actively hot and I was sweating.
Oh, yeah. My underarms.
I was like,
stanky.
yeah, I was like, goddamn stinky bitch.
Like, I weirdly smell like I ran a fucking marathon. Like, what is happening? It's not even like nice garlic sweats. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe like
Oh no.
maybe like some like garlic pasta sauce, like a pesto
I'm glad
sauce.
we know what your underarms smell like.
Pesto.
Pesto.
Makes sense.
Everyone
you're
in the
green. Oh,
chat.
yeah, that's how it works.
Oh my god, you're right.
That's why it's not like I'm made of algae. I'm made of pestos.
No, stop. I've never had pesto before. I want it.
It's good. It's like not something you always want, but like yeah, pesto's good. It was something I thought I wouldn't like, and then I had it, and I was like, oh, all right.
I think I love pasta so fucking much that I could eat most things with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you haven't had pesto pasta, given how much you enjoy it.
I know. What did I eat? Pasta literally every day we were at Disney.
I think
Like-
so. Yeah. Julie very, very much enjoys pasta, and you know what? Fair. When I'm at home, I usually am also eating pasta. It's so easy.
It's easy to make. It's easy to eat. It's easy to store.
I was about to
It's
say,
good.
it's easy to keep for a while if you like gotta make a big bunch of it and then come back to it later.
It's pretty cheap.
Fuck yeah, that and rice.
Y'all need some fucking red rice, some Mexican rice.
That tweet has made me think: am I not supposed to have a cake and eat it? I mean, technically no.
Wait, what tweet?
The fucking sowing. Haha, yeah, reaping. What the fuck? More pasta facts.
I mean, if you make a good cake, then you get to eat a good cake. But if you make a shit cake, then you gotta eat your
But
shit
then you
cake.
can't have the cake at the same time is the problem. You can't have it and eat it because once you eat it, you don't have it anymore.
I mean, you do have it inside your intestines. Just shit it out in a perfectly cake-shaped form, and it's basically the same thing.
I mean, except it's made of shit. But if it's a chocolate cake, how are you gonna know the difference?
Technically, shit is made of it. Oh!
Yes. Is that what that meant? I had no clue. That if you eat the cake, you no longer have it? Yes, that is what that means. It the implication is that you want two things that are inherently contradictory.
You want to have a cake versus you want to eat the cake.
I can double check the idiom. Have her cake and eat it too. To have her do two good things at the same time that are impossible to have her do at the same time. There you go. So either contradictory things, states, or two things that are not possible to exist at the same time, which I guess is technically contradictory, but whatever. I'll just eat half. I mean, then you don't have the whole cake, so you have half a cake.
It's like
It's a compromise, but is that what you really
wanting
want?
to live in the mountains.
Oh god, Despair's Twitter to see if they reacted to this at all. Oh, I can't see. They blocked me. That was why I started the stream. Because I tweeted that thing that I knew sounded like Sparrow, like what Sparrow was being accused of, but which also very heavily related to what Fagos had done. And I just waited. And then I looked at their Twitter and they blocked me, and I was like,
I haven't tweeted.
oh, well,
I haven't.
I guess I'm
But-
streaming.
Like, for some reason, I'm not blocked. Which, like, watch me check in 5 seconds and I am blocked.
It's probably like you weren't on their radar yet.
I'm not blocked yet, still. I'm looking up. They haven't tweeted anything since, I think, before the stream.
Maybe it's because you haven't tweeted any. Because it's also that Sparrow followed me.
Oh, that's true. Sparrow did not follow.
So Sparrow definitely saw my tweet and was like, rude.
I like how they just blocked. Like, it wasn't even like a... no self-reflection, just...
It's always the fucking... I respect Ponder Sprocket. I respect Ponder Sprocket. I respect Ponder Sprocket's opinion. Until they say I'm in the wrong.
Ponder, you're the smartest person I know.
So you respect my opinion so long as I agree with you. Alright.
You respect your opinions, you just want to hear them out of her.
Yes! That is the best way to describe it. Oh my god.
Slay! We love bitches that can articulate. I like how I fucking stumbled on that sentence because I'm a bitch who cannot articulate.
But you a bitch who can articulate.
I guess when it matters.
It also probably didn't help that I heard little rumors of people being all like, "Oh, is Ponder Sprocket looking into this?" Like, bitch, I didn't even fucking know this was going on. Keep my name out of your goddamn mouths.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, B found out about this because I was screaming about it.
Yeah, I was like ready to go to bed, and all of a sudden I hear like a Discord thing go off on my phone, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I didn't join originally because I think I was doing something else, and I popped in like an hour in just to utter confusion on my end because I had no idea what was going on. I was just sitting there like, yep, yeah, I will pat, because I think they were talking about the birds. And I was like, wait, someone got mad that 2 people who don't own birds did not seal the container of food for their bird?
That is when you joined in, yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If they're not owners of birds, how would they know to properly care for birds or store the food necessary to care for them? They're not used to owning birds. Of course they're gonna make fuck-ups. That's your own damn fault for not checking everything.
It was really funny because I was like, I mentioned something about a document and B was like, there's a document.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? And then you were like, yeah, Skittles released a document. I was like, Skittles Juice released a document? What the fuck is going on?
I saw it while I was at work and I was just like, whoa, man! And then I opened it and I was like, whoa, man!
Skittles needs a vacation. We all need a vacation.
Skittles needs a lease that does not have Sparrow on it and a new set of keys.
Yes.
And also, I hope the restraining order works.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Me doing my absolute best not to just say the most out-of-pocket shit right now.
Like what?
Don't tempt me!
Tempt. Tempt.
Temp worker.
Hello, kangaroo. There. Kangaroo. Gator.
Also, am I high, or was Sparrow picking fights from the literal psych ward?
No, I'm high.
Okay.
Also, yes, I think so.
That is absolutely...
Wait, no, I think because I don't think so.
Ding, ding,
I don't
ding,
think at any point in the screenshot Sparrow was in the psych ward while
No,
texting.
but like, what about that part where they're like, they had to go to the, like, they were saying all this stuff, so then they went to the hospital. And then the next day, when they were in the hospital still, they called me and they were nice. Oh my god, it was the breakup.
Oh, okay, right, because it was like, oh yeah, after the breakup, they went to the hospital.
So this They were in the psych ward and picking fights from the fucking psych ward.
Wait, doesn't... Maybe they're all different, but do psych wards not generally take your phone? Or is that only in instances where you are involuntarily committed? If you commit yourself, are you allowed to keep your belongings with you?
I do believe the restrictions are more like, I think there's more restrictions if you're involuntary.
Way more restrictions, because I know they need to like cut you off from everything that may be tempting you, which like in general for some people just makes it so much worse. But like I don't know if that remains a constant. Like, do they still take away your phone if you decide to commit yourself of your own volition? They usually do, but it depends. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I think it depends on where you go, so I can't inherently be all like, well, yeah, if Sparrow was using their phone, it means that they weren't in a psych ward.
That is true. They do hide stuff. People do hide stuff in the psych.
Very true. Yeah, that's fair.
Imagine being in the psych ward and then fighting
with people on Discord or whatever. I was gonna say Twitter, but yeah, I guess it would be Discord.
Like, I don't know how you got here, but like, bitch, turn around.
You ever just wish you were like one of those Ripley's Believe It or Not people where they can like inhale a smoke pipe through their eyeball?
The thought has not crossed my mind, I must admit.
Could I smoke weed through my tear ducts?
Have y'all ever gotten a stuffy nose and tried to blow it, but the air like can't go through your nostrils, so instead it comes out your eye?
Oh, I hate that. Thankfully, no. Tear ducts.
That's happened to me a couple times.
Ugh. You could probably smoke through your tear ducts then.
Probably not gracefully, but maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Ugh. Terrifying. Alright, guys. So that was... What the fuck?
You popped your... Yeah, like the... Were you trying to smoke out of your eye, or trying to blow your nose?
Oh.
I'm gonna assume you're talking about trying to blow your nose, because trying to blow your nose when it's stuffed up does hurt your ears.
Those are the only ones that remained.
Why did you make me remember that feeling?
What feeling?
The feeling of like the air going into your eye.
Pictures.
Crying smoke sounds like it looks cool. It probably would be a cool visual. Although, could you imagine smoke on your eyeball? That shit would be so irritating.
Oh. Your eyeballs get smoked like smoked meat.
Your eyeballs get cooked.
Delicious.
Who wants some cooked eyeballs? They're Shrek's favorite.
Guaranteed. Yeah, I was about to say guaranteed it's a delicacy in some places. I already know eyeballs in general.
Ogreville.
Well, no, like in general. Like, I know eyeballs are like a thing that get eaten. I just don't know like how they're specifically prepared. I don't know if they're cooked.
Where do they eat eyeballs? China, Russia, Sri Lanka.
Cool. How is it prepared? Like, do they cook it, or do they eat it like raw? Is it like sushi? Sushi?
Oh,
They eat it raw?
Ew.
Do they smoke it?
It looks pretty raw.
Click, click.
I could not do this. There are just some things that other people eat that I am not open to eating.
Yeah. Like liver.
Like ass.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fair for people to go like, poop comes out of there, and just be like,
like what's that one? if you can get a cow's eyeball to dissect, I'm sure you can get some to eat. I dissected a cow eyeball.
I think I must have, because I have a very vivid memory of like my 9th or 10th grade science teacher lifting up a bag of cow eyes.
Yes, I had mine, and the first thing we had to do is we had to like cut all the skin, like the eye socket,
Yeah.
and then I think we got to the point where it was just like the liquid goopy, and we had to like cut, and it smelled bad, and it like spilled out all over. I have pictures of this cow eye, guys. Do you want to see pictures of the cow eye?
The kawaii.
Put a cow in chat if you want to see pictures of my cow eye.
I don't know what the fuck noise is that.
I also remember that we took out the lens and we cut it open.
Actually, maybe I didn't dissect it. Maybe he was just holding it up to like show us what the grade above us was going to be dissecting.
I also have dissected a frog, which was not. I did not enjoy that.
I think I can't remember. If it
Blue
was a
Bunny
frog
Gal
or a
wants to
pig.
see my cow eyeball.
She'll post the link to the cow eyeball. I cannot remember if I dissected a frog or a pig. A pig. Like my brain is legitimately. I do remember that there were pigs in formaldehyde that were at my school, but I can't remember if I dissected that or if like my memories of frogs being dissected on a dissection table are just like some weird fucking amalgamation of like every media I've seen of a frog being dissected on a dissection table.
I am repulsed by frogs, so I did not enjoy having to dissect one, especially since mine was pregnant. Or not pregnant, but like it was a girl. So
I did
had
dissect a
eggs.
shark
Of course you did.
years earlier, or prior, before the frog, possibly.
Years.
There was a different, because there was a bunch of us. It was like different groups of kids, and we were all dissecting sharks. And one of them was pregnant. Ours was not pregnant, but ours had a fish halfway down its throat into its stomach, which was cool.
A bit slutty.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't like the really big sharks. It was like, I think it was dog sharks. Although, I feel like dog sharks are not the right color, because they definitely looked like straight up gray. Although maybe I'm just remembering them wrong. Sorry, I interrupted you.
How fucking dare you? No, I'm kidding.
I'm a bad
It's
friend.
A-O-K-R. No, you're not. If you say that again, you will
Don't do that.
literally grab your tongue and rip it out.
I'm sorry. I apologize for being emotionally manipulative.
I forgive.
I was gonna be like, let me go drunk off a bridge.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I have a picture from the time I ate like a fucking grape popsicle and it looked like I had black lipstick on and I looked like an emo. Guys, I'm trying to find those pictures of that cow eyeball. Rest assured. I'm getting them.
You heard that sharks smell awful? They definitely smell fishy. Although, different from regular fish. Like, a shark smell is distinctly different from, like, what you would smell at a fish market. It's been a long while. But I do remember the smell, like, being very fishy, but not fish. It was, like, almost fishy, but harder. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Hard is maybe not fish, but adjacent. Fish adjacent.
Fish question mark?
Fish question mark. Yes. Shark. Oh. Hello?
Hi.
Why is it not drawing?
Why aren't you?
I don't.
Who are
It's-
you? And what are those?
What?
You are gross.
Oh.
Like a set that you're playing with your nose. Shout out if you know that song.
Okay. Fish? There. Sorry, took forever
I'm a
to do
puppet,
that
I'm a
because
sheep, I'm a cash cow.
I'm stupid.
Slay.
Stinking hard tonight. Yo, right? Bleh.
Where the fucking bitch shit is my fucking...
Smelly. Kind of smelly. Kind of smelly.
You stop that right now. Oh my god, I found it.
I'm sorry. I dissected the thing in grade 5. I'm 31. I don't fucking remember what a dissected shark smells like. I just remember that shit fucking up my nostrils for like a week.
Oh my god, wait. Why is that drawing I did last night so good?
Because progress.
I literally, like, pulled that out of my butt. Okay, maybe not literally, but... Here, B, I sent you the image. I censored the one where it's all cut up and destroyed. Okay, everyone in chat, we're about to look at dissected cow eyeball. Everyone, look away. If you're uncomfortable, I will say when we're done looking at cow eyeball.
Opening in browser now.
In cuatro, tres,
I
dos. Oh,
already opened it.
voy a suicidarme.
And ready for dissected.
I'll count down this time.
Okay.
Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hora!
Whoa! Oh, it's black inside.
Yay!
Why does it kind of feel like remember in Stranger Things season 2 when everything starts getting like rotted?
Yes.
That.
Was that season 2 or season 3?
I think it was season 2 because that's when the Demogorgon dog, the Demodog,
Oh,
because
the
that
dog Demodome.
the dog Demodog. And because
The
Harper
Demogorgon.
then fell into the pumpkin patch,
That's true.
and
That was been a while since I've watched the first. Oh my god, it's been a while since I've watched every single Stranger Things season. It just gets further and further away.
yeah, I've forgotten his name already. Was it? Oh shit! Was it Billy?
The Max's brother?
Oh, okay, no, sorry. Eddie? Whoever the
The-
fuck they introduced in the new season, where as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh great, I'm gonna get really attached to you, and then you're gonna fucking die. And I was right.
Yeah, that's Eddie. Also, the way he died was the dumbest thing ever. I wanted to die myself.
I kind of wanted to turn it into a poster, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that's a metal poster, I want to paint that.
I was so mad. I was like, but you could have ran. Like the one time where it would have been completely understandable to run away, you didn't run away! It's my biggest pet peeve. Like, okay, you can overcome your fucking survivor's guilt later. I feel like stories are kind of flopping when it comes to survivor's guilt. Like stories, it's like,
I mean, if the only way to overcome your survivor's guilt is to throw yourself in the fray and fucking die, it's like, what's the point? Bitch, I could have just ended it so easily myself.
Exactly. It's like these stories are not doing the fucking phenomenon justice.
It's like the whole point is you want to make them live.
And instead you just let them die.
I'm just like, oh yeah, that thing
Like,
that they're
no,
always
don't
thinking about doing. Yeah, just reaffirm it.
Affirm it.
Reaffirm it. Just let them do it in a blaze of glory so it's cool.
It's like, no, you fucking bitch. Oh my god.
Duh.
I hate it.
Hang on, I need to look up. Sure. Oh, that's not. Okay. Wait, pitchfork is not what I want. Ugh. Fuck healing and forgiving yourself. Just die. I know, right? Ridiculous. Redonkulous. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep. So how many prongs do... What?
What? Were you about to ask?
How many prongs do, like, little devil's pitchforks have, generally? Is it 4? Because it's not a trident.
It's... I believe it's still 3.
Oh. Oh, hey.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I would have figured...
No, for why I asked you that with such intensity is I thought you were about to ask me how many prongs does a trident have, and I was just gonna, like, stare at you.
I understand try. Like a trifecta of shit.
But is that Latin or Greek? I can't remember.
Greek?
Latin.
Fuck!
I understand Latin.
I can sometimes recognize it if somebody says, like, they're a phrase. I hear it and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a dead language.
And then you recognize Greek with
Omega.
words like octopodes nuts.
Yeah. Wait, no, is Omega... Is that Roman? No. What are the Roman numbers even called? Oh, God!
Numerals?
Yeah, but I think, like, what is... I'm pretty sure the X for 10 has, like, a name. Or, like, the V for a 5. I'm almost certain. I am almost certain. Not 100%. Don't fucking trust me.
I hate Roman numerals.
Cause somebody called fuck you! God damn it.
Did you just put somebody call 911?
Someone call Ixie.
I don't even think that's how you would write that number in Roman numerals.
I mean... Yeah, I guess you would have to, like... What would they do? Would they, like, separate it? Could you separate it with little dots? Could you be like... 911?
Did you just fucking expel your brain?
Yeah, right out my nose.
I think if you wanted to separate them, it'd have to be like that.
What if you put hearts between them? And then they kiss. I'm just referencing motherfucking Hercules. Ow! I crushed my finger.
Good job.
Thank you. I try so hard. I got so far.
I think it would have to be done like this? Question mark? Oh my god, I got it right. I'm a fucking Roman warrior.
Rome. Oh! CM. Zia.
Because M is 1000, C is 100, so you just put like the 100 before the 1000, that makes it 900, much like you put I before X to make it 9.
But would it be written like that? Because isn't 911 supposed to be read individually as separate numbers because it's numbers on a telephone? Like, you don't add up phone numbers.
Listen, bitch. Phone numbers aren't listed out in Roman numerals.
Phone numbers aren't real, dumbass.
Phone numbers are a social construct.
They really are. You don't know after 8? You don't know 9? You know 10 is an X, right? Do the same thing with 4, but make it 9.
I'm sorry, the way you said that. You don't know what's after 8? 9?
Oh, I'm laughing too hard. I'm not drawing enough.
Damn, fucking clocked him. That was the worst joke ever. Exo 7's it. I hate that. Tomatoes. Throwing tomatoes at you. I'm just kidding.
I need a feature like that.
We do need the tomato feature.
10 is a... Shit, you're right. X is just 10.
Oh my god, B, what if you made it like a channel reward or something?
What?
Actually, I don't know if that would work. I'm trying to figure out how you could get, like, tomato emojis to pop up on the screen.
Oh, I was thinking at some point, if I get around to, like, finally doing more asset crap, I could ask Mally how she sets up her character having shit thrown at it. I'll just, like, do that, but just have it be tomatoes.
B, I love all your sprites. Your Sona sprites.
Oh. So they're still a work in process.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's how you take a compliment, guys.
Just bring up the Ellie thing. Bad example.
I don't like that word, so sorry.
And I want to look up axolotls again. Axolotl. Look at these derpies. Show me your tails.
Look at these herpes.
No.
Show me your tail. Oh. No.
Not the herpers. Oh, there you are. What even are you? You strange, strange creatures. Mythical bullshit.
Mythical morning.
Good mythical morning.
Good mythicality mornings.
I don't know why I'm saying that like I've actually watched. Okay, definitely I've watched a couple at least.
I watch Good Mythical Morning whenever I hang out with my sister-in-law because we want, like, whenever we go over, we'll literally just watch it. We'll all sit together on the couch and watch Good Mythical Morning.
Okay.
Now, everyone. Everyone. Where does the where do axolotls get their name? Pop quiz. You have 5 seconds to answer. 5,
The
4,
region
3,
that they
2,
originate.
1.
The lake that they come from.
I believe that's part of it.
Shit. Half point.
Half point. Axolotls are named after the Aztec god Xolotl.
Oh,
Actually, it's not pronounced Xolotl, it's pronounced Xolotl.
show off.
Oh my god. The god Xolotl could turn into a salamander. And he was the god of lightning.
Oh my god, so people could totally make like electric axolotl characters, is what you're saying? And it would make perfect sense. Oh my
Yes.
god, these things could charge electricity.
Well, you know, you're not entirely wrong, Blue Bunny Gal. Axolotls do kind of have a reputation of being like water dogs because Shalach is associated with dogs, and Ash is associated with is the word for water. I don't think it's currently used that way in Nawa, but it's like a root basically. So like if you see "ah" at the beginning of a word, you can basically like infer like, oh, that thing but water. So like shochir is like, it means flower. Ashochir, water flower. And so you can apply the same kind of language logic to axolotl. So like shalaf, dog, ashalaf, water dog.
Sorry, I've ran out of like stuff to drink, but I was hesitant to go down and get more to drink because I was worried about the stream cacking out on me again.
Oh my god, why is that emoji so squished? Oh wait, I can unlock that emoji. Let's get fucked, guys. I got the emoji. How do I... Let me put some,
Squish. You feel like a belly bitch going.
Oh, god damn it.
The winklies.
I just got a really fucking funny DM from someone about the whole sparrow thing, and I want to read it out. But
Okay.
I'm getting permission first.
Okay.
It's really funny. They texted me. They said it's really funny how Skittles has all this evidence against Sparrow, and their response is just J 2007.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you.
Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck my ass. Okay. It's really funny how Scales has all this evidence against Sparrow, and their response is just she jaywalked in 2007. That's some creep show art response there.
It's fucking right. When they have nothing. Because the person who they were exploiting was like a legitimately nice person who was helping them. So they have nothing!
Oh my god, it's like Faghost. We have all this shit on Faghost, and then Faghost is like, truly joked about this situation in a stream once, I think.
Yeah, that's
Let me not be banned on Twitch for breaking TOS. B needs Twitch so that B can get money.
So I can buy my
Everyone
brother a
give B
car.
$100.
No, wait until I make some your character here's. I will make eventually. I want to do like really, really nice ones. So I can justify charging like a good chunk of change for them. So that I can do a few and make a good chunk
Y'all
of
wanna
change in
hear
a short
Kitty?
amount of time. What? No, so it's don't buy a car.
No, I said, do y'all want to hear Kitty?
yes.
Fiddly
Oh, let it go, come here.
Fiddly
Huh?
Fiddly
Diddly
Diddly-dee.
potatoes.
Fiddly.
Who
I
subscribed
know what
to
I-
Prime? Hell yeah. Cool. Sorry, B. I
Little
can't give
girl,
money
come
with
here.
will my limbs work instead? Don't. What
Fuck
the
him.
fuck? I don't even have $100. This is fine. Don't.
Actually, yes, give us your limbs. Those could probably sell for a good amount.
If I. Oh my god. If somebody's out there and they're like, hey, I want to be, I don't know, a roboticist, and I'm making these prototypes, I'll be like, hey, if you're making prototypes for extra arms, you want someone to try them for you, I'll
Come
gladly
here.
do that.
Why are you crying? Little?
Yeah.
Come
Give
here.
me all the arms so I can draw all the things.
Little girl, why do
Meow.
you go into the corner of the room and cry?
Meow, meow, meow.
Come here.
Did you guys know? Did you guys know that the Meow Mix theme actually has lyrics?
I
They're
believe
all
that. Cool.
No, there was actual lyrics. The original had actual lyrics to them.
That's a bit cunty.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
have a stroke? What did you say?
Yeah.
Sounds a bit cunty.
What did you? Oh, yeah. It was like, I want chicken. I want liver. Meow mix, please deliver.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Give it juicy just for Poppy. Call me Buffy with the body. I just sipped into my savage. It came over like a Bucky.
I hope Janelle Monáe eats you.
Like a Siamese with sake.
Bitch!
So I put it in my mouth and stuck it out like edamame. Got that hourglass Coke bottle body. I got that. We got time, and you're right on that. When I turn around and touch it, keep your eyes on that. That.
Why are you singing fucking Juicy by Doja Cat?
I'm doing an AI Valley Girl reading.
I hate it all, actually. I hope you stop doing that. Please and thank you. It would make me
You need that.
I would be so happy if you would stop doing that.
Meow Mix cats sing WAP.
How dare you?
There's some meow in this house. There's some wet ass pussy in this house. There's some wet ass pussy. Wet ass P word.
Wet ass P word.
Why does Ben Shapiro sound like an AI?
Maybe
I don't think he's real.
Maybe he's been an AI the entire time.
That would make so much sense.
I feel like I shouldn't make conspiracy theories about this because it's Jewish. I really shouldn't be making conspiracy theories like that.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
But I mean, most Jewish people don't even claim him, so...
I was about
No.
to say, do they claim him though? Because, like, I don't
know-
think they
I
would
know,
care if it's Shapiro.
there. Oh,
I don't know. I know Avi does it, that's for sure. If you're hearing
there
water,
are some that do, but it's usually just the what are they called? Zionists?
Oh.
I don't know.
I think because
I just-
Ben Shapiro is a Zionist.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I'd have to
I don't
ask
know how to
Avi.
define it to you.
Sure.
I think Avi knows.
So you know what? Fuck you, paying me. It's not my job to educate. I'm just kidding.
Even though we're actively asking so that we are educated.
Hey, I was looking up the proper spelling of Ketz. Oh, I'm not going to be able to say it. I'm too high.
A person who believes in the development and protection of a Jewish nation in what is now Israel.
Oh. I don't think that's properly a good way to describe him. I'm not sure.
I do know that Zionism is generally frowned upon, but that's for more complex reasons than a dictionary definition can hand out.
Yeah,
It's like how the
I admit I've never been fully versed on, like...
B's like, I've never given a shit about Jews.
Well, I don't give a shit about any religion.
That's true.
Can't say that.
That's what happens when you're raised, like, non-religious. You kind of just
But that's bad.
don't consider it a priority.
Oh my god, I love singing Paint the Town Red with like a fucking... I don't even know what kind of voice to call it. And then it like zips off into fucking Scooby-Doo when I start singing the chorus, when I'm like, oh, is she the devil? Zoinks!
Zoink Scoob. Can a robot be religious like
Is she
a
the
general?
devil?
I don't know, but one of my listed stories is a story about a robot who is programmed to be a priest.
I'm a puppet. I'm a sheep. I'm
Nope.
a cash cow.
Nobody
Not
will be
talking.
surprised that I have a story like that. I'll get to it.
Julie, I hate it. Stop.
I'm tired of because of all your ass now.
I'm gonna actually like kill myself on stream.
I'll take the trash out.
We ate her. We ate her. Janelle served.
I read
We ate
someone who tried to say gyat as in got.
Oh,
So
no.
it was like, this got me dancing.
No, please. I'm gonna actually like kill myself right now.
I'm a puppet. I'm a sheep.
Stop.
I'm a cash cow.
It's like, it's
Every
like
time.
the fucking,
Every
it's the
time.
gopher. It's the
Do
gopher
it.
from Winnie the Pooh.
No, I don't think it's the gopher.
It's a little bit like
It's-
more
it's-
fruity gopher. Oh, hi, little
But I
girl.
don't think it wasn't a gopher in Winnie the Pooh, I don't think. Was there? I don't think it was a
There was.
gopher.
Yeah, there was.
I think you're talking about
Oh, the beaver.
Piglet.
Wait, was he a
No, I
gopher or a
think you're
beaver?
talking
No, there's a bitch that has buck teeth and he lives underground and he has like the whistle when he
Is there a fucking gopher?
It's a gopher. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a gopher in Winnie the Pooh.
I'm a
Oh.
I'm a sheep. I'm a cash cow.
Oh, I completely forgot about that character, frankly.
Same.
Yeah. I was trying to say, are you trying to say rabbit? I'm like, no, rabbit doesn't sound like
Although,
that.
like,
No,
this,
rabbit sounds like a timid homosexual.
this in particular is like weirdly
So you?
familiar.
I am not timid,
So-
nor am I
so-
homosexual.
You're pretty fucking gay.
I was about to say you're pretty gay, Julie.
I am not a homosexual. Those go against the Lord.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that out loud. Nope.
The
I'm
only
gonna
man that
practice-
I live is
I'm-
Jesus.
I'm gonna practice restraint this
The
time
only
around.
one I call daddy is the Father himself.
The only one I call daddy is Garrus Vicarian from Mass Effect.
That is false. You call so many men daddy.
Well, yes
Boy.
and no. That's a yes and no. Really, I'm the whore. Okay, sure. Anyway.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. What was that one stream you had where Omar got hair removal surgery?
Okay, what he chooses to do with his body is none of my business.
But you said that he got it, and you didn't show proof.
Yeah, I did. You see how smooth his bald head was?
Doesn't he got hair removal surgery? Maybe he's just really good at shaving his head and waxing it.
No, he got lasered.
How do you know? Did he tell you?
I watched it.
Did you watch it or you botched it?
I watched it.
Oh. I was gonna be like, damn, Julie, what did you do to him?
Rabbit is hailed, man. Rabbit is definitely queer-coded.
Oh, absolutely. As a
quick-coded?
kid, I definitely thought Rabbit was like a girl for most of my childhood. And then I started recognizing that they used he, him pronouns for Rabbit, and I was like, wait, has that always been a thing?
No, Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh is trans man.
I believe it.
I think that tracks.
That track. Take that one, yes.
Why was he such a fucking bitch?
Nope, not gonna say that.
Because Rabbit's a bottom.
Well, you said it for me.
I want his Rabosi.
Well, who did he bottom to?
Stuffed animalistic
Tigger,
Tigger.
No.
obviously.
Obviously.
I completely forgot about Tigger.
Tigger was absolutely fucking bouncing.
Wait, Rabbit was a dude? They're all dudes.
I think everybody except for Kanga and
Yeah.
Rue, because Rue was a girl.
Rue's a boy.
Rue's a boy, yeah.
I thought Rue was a girl.
Rue's a boy.
Rue was a little boy.
I thought Piglet
Oh,
was
you
a
know
girl
who I'm
actually
thinking
for a
of?
long time as well.
Actually, no. You know who I'm thinking of?
Piglet is
Does anybody-
non-binary.
Does anybody? Do you guys remember Oswald? You guys remember the show Oswald?
Yes, the little octopus in Mimsy the
Okay.
mouse.
What I was thinking of was Katrina, the little caterpillar. and her mom.
Katrina. Here comes the hurricane, bitch. Here comes the hurricane, bitch. Here comes the hurricane, bitch.
T-Pain coming in singing Cyclone.
Yes. There was someone I knew
Julie-
who lived through
Julie's
Hurricane
okay.
Katrina, and now I wish that they didn't.
Sometimes I think I have Julie figured out, and then they pull some fuck shit, and I'm like, oh, back to square one.
I'm glad no one heard me just now.
We ignored you.
Oh, okay.
Somebody died in Hurricane Katrina.
No, I was saying I used to know someone who lived through Katrina, and now I wish that they didn't.
Oh.
Which
You
is
just wish
fair,
they
I
died in
guess.
Hurricane.
If you know, you know.
I don't, but I will take your word for it.
Yeah.
It's really
This
funny.
little girl
'cause
is on the floor looking so fat.
No.
I'm gonna take a picture of her. Oh,
I'm-
picture goes away.
I will say, it's really funny. But, oh, excuse me. It's It's really funny watching. I've been watching Law and Order SVU lately, and you know how that show started in like 1999. So I'm going through all the seasons, and I'm on like season 7 now. So it's between like 2005 and 2006, and like one of the episodes I finished recently was talking about the anthrax epidemic. I was like, ooh, yeah, this is from fucking 2005, isn't it?
Why did I think there was a bunny named Mimsy? Or not a bunny,
don't-
but a mouse named Minzy in Oswald.
I think they're thinking of Minnie because it was his dog. Or sorry, no, his dog's name is Weenie.
What the fuck am I thinking about?
I don't know.
The show feels like a fever dream.
It's a good fever dream, so shut up.
It's like whenever I fucking watch anything from PBS Kids that was airing back in the 2000s. Like,
Oswald was like Nick Jr. though.
no, I know, I'm just saying it's like the same feeling I get.
God, Cyber Chase.
I didn't even remember that.
You know, Cyber Chase, the guy with the big ass chin.
Oh, I do remember this. Oh my god, the CGI robot woman. The motherboard. No. What's that one, Amanda Anaconda or something?
Angela Anaconda. My name is Angela. Hey, hello. Welcome
The
to my
scariest
very
show
own show.
ever-
I'll
ever
introduce my
made.
friends to you. Boo boo. Oh no, it's Ninny Poo. The fact, I don't know why I remember that so clearly.
It feels like I just set off like a tick.
Shooby-dooby-doo-wah-wah. My name is Angela. I also specifically remember like the outside of the fucking intro, the only thing I remember from that show. I don't even remember her friends. Well, no, I don't remember her friends' names. But the teacher, specifically, there's a scene where she goes, "Stalactites hang tightly, stalagmites stand mightily,"
mighty.
and that shit fucking stuck with me.
That's how I remember it still.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't get it from that show, but I just remember that because I didn't need to watch a show made for psychopaths in order to get that.
God damn it.
I didn't need to watch a show full of moving ransom notes to learn the difference between stalagmites and stalactites.
Listen.
Not to roast anyone who did. I'm just kidding. I'm being so mean. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I love That's a lie. I actually hate a disturbing amount of people.
Oh yeah, I believe that. And you know what? Valid.
B knows a good amount of the people that I hate.
Okay, I
'Cause
think
I
this
tell
color
them.
palette totally fucking works because this makes the Devil's Food Cake axolotl look like it looks like these are almost ribs. It looks kind of skeletal. I'm gonna give it like little half skull face.
I can't believe we talked about how fucking Tigger is topping Rabbit.
I mean, I feel like it's obvious.
Okay, so my Discord shat itself.
Oh my god, you two are so like
Is
the
that
same.
why you were vanished? No. Hi, Demona.
Yeah, you didn't care. You didn't care.
I thought you were just quiet because Julie was going off.
You didn't care that I was just.
I forgot what happened.
I was hogging the call.
No.
You just called me a
I was
fucking
gone.
space taker.
What do you guys think? Is this Devil's Food Cake-esque enough?
Yes.
I'm like giving little horns.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, let's see. First of all, wait a second. Did they come in? My emotes came in.
Oh my god, it's already 2. Fuck. I was supposed to go to bed at a reasonable time tonight.
Lol?
Lol.
Oh my god, wait, I say lol like the AI girl from TikTok when she was like, lol.
Shut up. Is that too much to ask?
Yes.
New 360 kill on Valorant.
I'm going to
Explosive
kill your whole family.
hero.
I'm gonna kill your whole family.
Figust is a bitch
Lay
ass
down,
boy.
lay dollar bean.
I love that TikTok sound there. It's like, my family is dead. What do I do?
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't believe this.
I need someone
Do I have you on
to add
TikTok?
that. Huh?
Do I have you on TikTok? Are you even on TikTok that much?
I watch a lot of TikToks. I don't post a lot of TikToks. The last couple TikToks I
But if I sent
posted,
you TikToks, would you watch them?
probably. I probably wouldn't like respond, but I probably would watch them still.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, if I sent you funny TikToks, would you see them?
Yeah, I mean, I send people funny shit that pops up on my For You page.
Alright, I'm gonna go stalk you and find you on TikTok.
The last two TikToks I had posted are the "Are you happy to be in Paris?"
We.
And the one after that was "So good at jacking off."
Oh yeah.
Pikmin. Oh my gosh, wait, I want to join on this. Pikmin happy face. Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, you just
What?
started lagging for us and you were like, oh, 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 oh.
Alright.
It was like an AI getting railed by another AI.
Yay. Wow. LOL. New AI sound
Okay,
just
sorry.
dropped.
Everything
Wow.
just shut itself.
Will Ellie's internet stop shitting itself? LOL.
I feel bad for laughing. Especially because Karma's gonna bite me in the ass. Like, eat my stream now.
Watch Karma bite B in the ass. New AI fucking sound just dropped.
Can't just, like, take me out to dinner first. Goddamn, Karma.
Does everyone like my TikTok AI girl voice impersonation?
Yes, it's,
Or my
it's very
impression?
convincing and beautiful.
Slay. LOL.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the sound I made when Fagos blocked me. I just went LOL.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Make it curl so it looks like horns.
This will be talked about in due time, but y'all don't understand the amount of shit that she has talked about me and my friends, being B and Kylie, in the time since I ethered her ass. And I just think it's really funny that all it took was one tweet of me being like, hey, Jelly Skelly is Fagos. And then she fucking crumbled and vanished. And then I went, lol.
Fuck yeah.
New Fagos disappearance speedrun high score.
How did you find out it was
Because her dumbass rebranded on Discord
Yeah.
to
the
Jelly Skelly.
Same
And then
name.
I was going through my blocked, or my banned chatters on Twitch. And I saw someone named Jelly Skelly, and I was like, no! And so then I went to their Twitch, and then I found, her Twitter, and then I outed it. And so far, me talking shit on Twitter about her has gone pretty well.
Alright.
It's been pretty fun. Lol. 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 Lol.
Oh my god, we broke Julie.
Lol.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see the
No! We were so close to figuring out what she wanted.
emotes I got?
Yes, I do want to see the emotes.
I hate my life. I want to die.
I want to see the emotes. Get us a Benidorm. No.
I simply wish for death.
I'm so sorry. Murdoch just put smiley face. What?
Huh?
Show me them emotes.
Okay.
Lol.
Biggest
This is great.
I feel bad because, like, I need to end the stream so I can go to bed. But, like, I want Ellie to know what's going on.
Ellie. Watch us abandon Ellie on live. No, just kidding. We would never do that. Now, Murdoch, say that in Spanish.
Do it. Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Lol. Lol. New splash record.
That's why I'm not going to give herself loading.
Oh my god. Are you back?
She lives.
I hate all of this.
Someone said Eller New synthesizer just dropped. Lol.
You guys should be like nicer to me because this never happens.
I'm almost 100% sure that your internet has died before.
Many times.
Not like this, though. Not like this.
Oh my gosh, everyone put not like this emojis in chat. Lol.
Not like
Okay, they should have posted in no mic.
I see them. Oh, they're so cute. I struggle to make emotes because the last time that someone made them for me, I hate them. Not the emotes. I hate the person. Lol.
Struggle to make emotes
These
because I hate my art.
These were by Yoshi Right One.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the commissions are still open. I think the commissions are still open.
I'm gonna
I think
drop
so.
B some emotes.
If I was not gonna be paying a whole lot of money soon, I might consider that. Oh, fuck.
Everyone
trust
give
myself to
B
make emotes.
$100.
Wow.
Entire chat gives $100 to B. Wow.
Anywho, I am going to end the stream for the night because
Lol, we're
Oh.
Kaden.
Oh, the
Oh.
moment I come in.
I'm
No, I'm
sorry.
kidding.
It's 2 in the morning. I've been.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
The animated octopus hates Kaden Monroe. Lol.
I'm a little bitch.
Here,
Anyways.
Caden, if it helps, I drew a devil's food cake axolotl. So you can.
Yes, it does. Thank you. You have done the world a service. You're gonna make a red velvet cake.
Yeah,
axolotl?
I've got a whole fucking list, bitch.
Oh, that's gonna be my day.
I just started with
Can
devil's
I-
food cake.
Okay, well wait, B, you have to tell me when you're making strawberry cake.
Oh, it's like strawberry shortcake. Okay.
Yes, you have to tell me. You have to tell me when you're doing that so that I could be around.
Okay.
She a devil. She a bad little
I
bitch.
will
She a
put,
devil.
like a
Guys, I'm going to actually. I shouldn't say this because then people are gonna try and find me.
to say
What?
that you're cool.
I'm going to see Doja Cat live in concert. I'm not going to specify on what date or at what venue I'm seeing her at, but I am seeing her.
Hope you fucking
Yo,
enjoy.
nice.
I'm excited. I totally did not spend over $400 on a ticket. Lol.
Oh my god.
It's
Fair.
okay. I don't want. Actually, I can't. Okay, end the stream so I can talk more in detail.
Okay, bye stream.
Bye, stream. Everyone leave without lol.
Lol.
Bye.